Alright, hello everybody, it's me, Clock, and we're back with Night with Timber. It's gonna be part 2. I will go through with the spicy scene, okay? I will go through with the spicy scenes. You can move it closer. The gap between them is already small, but you suggest that closing that gap completely. Okay, we did read this. Here. You nod, keeping your contact. Okay. Timber strips off his coat and tosses it to the side. You follow suit, taking a seat on the blanket to untie your boots. Soon enough, you're both tucked comfortably into your sleeping bags. Timber lies with his arms folded behind his head, and you stare at him unsure of what to say. Glances over at you, then smiles. I know what you're thinking. When's he gonna fuck me? Right? Oh, God. That is not what you were thinking. Yes, it was. Yes, it was, chat. You protest, feeling your cheeks get hot. Timber laughs. Your butt cheeks. You keep making eyes at me. Tell me if I've got the wrong idea. He isn't wrong, but saying it like that. You roll over in embarrassment and bury your face in the sleeping bag. Ah, you're shy, Sal. You're shy. Well, don't worry. I won't do anything you don't ask for. So if you do ask for something, he'll do it. Wow, chat. You are down bad. You are down bad. Fuck me, Timber! Oh, God. You stumble over your words a bit, but you find a way to express that you would like to mess around with him. You stumble over your words as you screamed at him, fuck me, Timber. Okay, then. You're still too embarrassed to look at him. Your face must be bright red. Your Riz levels are unheard of, chat. Unheard of because they're literally below 0. Timber wraps his arms around you, pulling you close. His body's warm against your back. Alright, but we gotta be covert about it. Ain't got any doors in this place. You promise not to make a sound. What the fuck? You ain't got a door, bro? He pulls your shirt up a little, enough to slide his hand under. You expected his fingers to be colder. Timber like Timberwolf? No, like timber like wood. Wait, this is happening. He's actually gonna have sex with you? Oh my. How long have you been waiting for this? Could have said something sooner. He speaks softly. You mutter something in response, but you're too turned on to think straight. Oh my god, oh my god. This is so peak. Oh my god, I'm gonna turn this off. Never mind, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. He's rubbing you all up and down. You loosen your scarf a little, afraid you'll overheat. When you do, his lips press against the nape of your neck. You shiver in response. You can't keep your tail from wagging and hitting his leg. You try to stutter out an apology. It's fine. Just means you want more, right? You nod aggressively. You're so glad you don't have to say it out loud. He takes a second to undo your pants, giving you more kisses in the meantime. Why is he so good at this? He seems way more experienced than you are. Because you're a virgin. He doesn't give your mind time to wander much at all. His fingers are going on to work now, drawing your attention to one thing only. I'm not reading that. He puts a hand over your mouth and leans in even closer to whisper in your ear. Quiet, remember. He holds you there, continuing to stroke you with his other hand. Being constrained like this is really doing it for you. You grind into... Timber's movements have hastened in response, and before you know it, he sent you completely over the edge. I'm not reading that. I'm skipping as much as I want, motherfucker. You can't control me. He takes his hand off your mouth. You good? You mumble affirmatively. You've melted into a warm puddle of satisfaction. You peed yourself? Chat. Good dog. He leaves his arm draped over you as your breathing returns to normal. You can still feel his excitement pressed against you. Turn your head to look at him. I already know what chat wants. Call me a good dog again. He nuzzles you after you say it. You're a very good dog, chat. Now go to sleep. You lie there, comfortable in his arms, until you drift out of consciousness. There you go. You got your spicy scene, okay? Sun is up! Especially since last night was so... You feel your face get hot, so you slap your cheeks to chase the thoughts away. Why did you slap your butt cheeks, chat? It was a one-time thing! A memory to be cherished and, well, reflected on later. Nothing even really happened. You pull out some snacks from your backpack before heaving it over your shoulder. Okay. The moment feels so right, and so you press your lips to Timber's, not caring who sees. Now, why the hell would you go and do that? Yes, sarcastically, but you can barely hear him over all the barking and howling around you. You guys are sweethearts? No one told me anything about that. Haha, nice, Timber. One of the wolves turns tail and runs away. You think it might have been Crystal. I'm never gonna hear the end of this. I changed my mind, chat. Don't come back. You're too much of a troublemaker. You punch his arm lightly, giving him a knowing smile. Okay. Ending 2, you're an honorary wolf. Okay. Okay, so we got some pretty nice stuff going on with that route. That should be pretty much most of the... Apparently the witch route has like a different version where you keep him warm. There is something a little different. Offer him inside. There's like a whole plot line over here with the witch. I kind of want to pick it. I kind of want to pick the witch route. I kind of want to pick the witch route. You cannot get on it. I kind of want to pick it. It's like a whole thing here. Yeah, the rich route is really good. You should play it. Oh, you already did it? You already did it, bro? Damn, bro. Okay, we'll do a little bit of the witch route. We'll do a little bit of the witch route, okay? We'll do a little bit of the witch route, okay? Smells like a witch. It's a spicy scene you might have to cover up, though? Oh, fuck. You didn't even have to say it. Animal folk are sensitive to the scent of magic. It's probably how he found you. That's probably how he kept on your trail, despite all those diversion spells you cast to escape. Is he going to hurt you? Why was he chasing you? I will be skipping, though, because it's the same as the human route, basically. He reaches in his pocket and presents a star-shaped wooden keychain. Your warming charm. What is the warming charm? What is that? Charms, a sort of witch technology. Small engravings on the surface of an object are filled with magic and behave like circuitry. When not infused with magic, they are just normal objects. Oh, okay, cool. I did not mean to click that again. You snatch it out of his hand and hold it close to your heart, your chest, relieved. The biting cold of the snow melts away as you channel your magic into the small object you'd been searching for this. I'm Timber, and you are... Okay. What's a witch like you doing this far into the mountains? You lost? Studying magic. Explain what this environment is uniquely suited to. A few rare species of magical flora. You came here for field research. Research, huh? No wonder you look so underprepared. A squishy little academic, braving the wilderness all on their own. He teases you with a smile. You'd be offended if you hadn't caught the underlying sentiment of concern. Well, it's dark out. We'd better get you back to your campsite, chat. He's gonna keep helping you. You reattach your warming charm to your backpack, hoping this time the metal clasp will hold. How had it fallen off without you noticing? You still feel a little suspicious. Yeah, chat. Okay, blah, blah, blah. You don't get much exercise, do ya? He's teasing you again. It's not your fault. Witches aren't exactly known for their physical prowess. Timber Slate. Okay, keeps going. I forget which option I have to pick. Ask if he's seeing anyone. What are you doing out here? Okay, skip. Lucky for you, I don't eat witches. The magic taste would be too overpowering. Okay. Cold wind blows, and your warming charm. Okay. Magic fades back. Okay, skip. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Animal folk do have sensitive notices, but it's seeing it in action is rather impressive. Okay, we reach camp. I assume we have to ask him to stay. Yes, ask him to stay, and then invite him inside. Ask him to stay. Let's have a can of beans, bro. That's the sexiest food ever. Invite him inside. Is there even room? More than enough, thanks to the power of magic. Alright, now I'm intrigued. Let me see what it's like in there. You open the zipper and climb into your tent. Oh, what the fuck? The space opens up to a lavish room as if it were a portable hotel. Well, that's essentially what it is. You prefer to travel in maximum comfort and style. How does this work? What if someone just tears down your tent? Does this just come crashing down? This is unreal. Timber looks around the room, then back outside to the cold as if the tent's entrance was a portal to another world he just stepped through. Remembering animal folks' sensitivity to magic, you ask if this room will be comfortable for him. Yeah, I mean, the smell's a little strong, but it's like, perfume. Not necessarily bad, just hard to ignore. It's magic. Yes, I understand it's magic. Your magic ain't doing shit to my knife to your tent, so what's gonna happen to your magic? You've never had a familiar before, so it's the first time you've had to make considerations like this. He pokes around the room while you take a seat on the bed and start untying your boots. You've got a shower in here! It's cost quite a bit to get the full bathroom expansion, but you considered it well worth it. Can I use it? His tail wags, revealing his enthusiasm. Wolves don't have access to this sort of thing normally, do they? There's some natural hot springs around, but it's not the same. He flips the bathroom light on and peeks inside, looking all around. Yeah, I'm gonna let him use it. What the hell? Yeah, we'll let him use the bathroom. Holy fuck saves, man. He seems really excited. Let him use it. How could you say no to a face like that? You tell him to go ahead. Sick. Thanks, Chad. Timber disappears behind the door frame, kicking off his shoes. He's gonna close the door, right? Just as you're pondering whether to get up and check, Timber props his head back out. Hey, how do you turn this thing on anyway? Shaking your head in amusement, you follow him into the bathroom to teach him how showers work. The sound of the water is soothing, almost enough to lull you to sleep. Be a little rude to pass out while Timber is showering, though. You do your best to keep yourself awake. Lying down on the bed would definitely be counterproductive to your goal, but your legs are tired and your eyelids are heavy. Maybe if you just lie down for a second. No, this bed was designed for maximum comfort. Your meager willpower is no match for it. You imagine yourself engaged in a dramatic anime battle against the sorceress of slumber. It's enough to keep you conscious until you hear the shower finally shut off. When Timber emerges, he's... Hey, what should I do about my clothes? Timber stands in the doorway, completely naked other than the towel he's holding. Bye, chat. You look. Yeah, we're not having that tonight. Your eyes go right to it. You aren't being subtle. What? Never seen a dick before? You quickly apologize and stare down at the floor. If he didn't want you to look, he shouldn't have come out like that. I don't really mind. I just figured I probably shouldn't sleep naked. You want to see? Oh, okay, sure. You let him know there's a bathrobe hanging up in there that he's free to use. Bro, you're so horny. You're a horn dog. Oh, here it is. Thanks. Timber makes himself decent, then flops onto the bed beside you. By decent, you mean, well, at least his lower half is covered. I mean, his upper half is covered. That was great. You look so content. You're happy you let him use the shower. Nothing happened, by the way. If you want me to be honest, I just did it as a joke. Nothing happened. I don't think this game is going to have that kind of thing. He fell asleep? Take a moment to admire his body hair. Wolves are so fuzzy. Hey, no spoilers, metalheads, bro. I know you're a horn dog, but still, bro. I know you're a horn dog and played all of this once we all stopped playing yesterday. I know, bro. I know. You don't have to tell me. I know. Okay, that's enough. You're worried the force between his legs is going to keep you up all night. You get up to turn off the light, then tuck yourself in. But I was pretty sure the only real explicit scenes are gonna be the fucked up ones. Because like I said, we still got more routes to do. And I'm pretty sure the next one we're gonna do is gonna start the fucked up stuff. Good night, Timber. Nice. Okay. When you wake, the sun has already begun to rise. Crawl out of your tent and take a minute to admire the scenery, except... the fire's gone out. Okay. One night stand. Let me go back to that one. No. Let me go back to this one. Sorry, but if you don't conserve the magic left in the thing, it might make it return to being a regular tent before you make it home. Explain these limitations to Timber, whose tail is now slowed to a dull sway. So did mess things up for you. Didn't realize. Timber shuts the light back off, then steps over to the room's exit. Well, Chad, I don't want to intrude. Probably better for me to just sleep outside. Wait, you weren't saying that to kick him out or anything. Nah, this is too luxurious for me anyway. Won't be able to relax. Sleep well, alright? Timber exits before you can get another word in. Oh well, that at least means you got this big mattress all yourself. Oh, what option would have led me to... What option would have led me... Was there another option I missed? Maybe when you're talking to him. Oh, I think you gotta talk about his pack, right? To, like, riz him? I see. Well, we did get the shower scene. I'm good enough with that, honestly. I'm okay with that. Honestly. Yeah, shower together. Oh, pick the riz round. Came to meet you, right? I wish you could just load from the choice, though. That'd be really nice. Okay, give me a second. Which... to meet you. If he's seeing anyone. Tastes like magic. What just happened? Okay, he licked us. Keep going. Ask him to stay. Fruit sandwiches today. Okay. Witches have a sweet tooth. Invite him inside. Shower together. You shyly suggest perhaps showering together, if he doesn't mind. The look Timber gives you is a little condescending. So you can see me naked. You try to explain that it's actually better to conserve magic by doing it this way, but he isn't buying it. I'll let you join me if you admit you wanted to get a look at my dick. He'll let you? It's your shower. Flustered, you try to talk your way out of it, around it, but in the end, yes, you were hoping this would lead to something fun. You want to conserve magic, right? Chop, chop. He disappears behind the door frame, tossing his coat up behind him. You get to your feet and rush over, leaving your own jacket behind on the bed. The bathtub is a standard size, easily allowing for 2 people. The rest of the bathroom, however, is pretty cramped. You strip in these close quarters with the door closed behind you. You try to keep your eyes to yourself. I wanted to see it, to be honest. You didn't need to say that. I know what you are. No, full offense? No. Full offense. Sorry, full offense. You're a gooner. I know. You want to see peen. You're not going to see it. I am. Seeing so much of Timber's bare skin from the corner of your eye is very distracting, but there's no space to look down without being super conspicuous. Once you finish undressing, I know what you are too, YouTube. I know why you're here, okay? It's not happening. This is YouTube. What did you think? This is YouTube, bro. But you will get some sensual scenes, okay? And it will be nice. Area is so cool, I'm not into your disgusting kink. Sorry, we're gonna have to pass on that. Once you finish undressing, you hold your clothes over your chest modestly. When Timber glances back at you, he smirks a little. Drop them. We're showering. Obediently, you set your clothes on the counter and put your hands to your sides. You're more nervous than you'd hope. Timber leans over to inspect the faucet. How the hell do you turn this on? You instruct him to turn the large metal handle on the wall to the left. When he does, water comes roaring out, but not from the shower head. God, it's broken. You reach around and pull up the metal knob on the spout. The shower works normally. Hey, you fixed it. He's never really used a shower before, has he? This would be a bath shower combo, so, technically not just a shower. He could have used just a standalone shower. I got to once, but I didn't have to operate it. Curious and hoping to ease your nerves with some casual conversation, you ask when he got to take a shower before this. Dude, he's a man who lives in the woods. What did you think, chat? Bro's stanky. He smells like wet dog. A witch trader showed up with this portable one. Remember they were showing off their water magic. Heated up the snow or something. I don't know. I don't remember how the spell worked. This was years ago. Timber closes his eyes and leans his head back in the hot water. It's nice, though. Yours is even better than theirs was. You never really thought of a shower as a luxury, but you guess it sort of is. Here, swap me places. Timber lets you under the water next. It's just enough space to shuffle past each other without your bodies touching. That's a big-ass tub. Curse this practical design. Being pressed up against him sounds great right now. But he seems to have a completely different mindset. You watch as he picks up the shampoo bottle and sniffs it. Damn, I'm really gonna come home smelling like magic. Hey, you thought he said it wasn't bad. It's not bad. I just know everyone's gonna have questions. Pain in the ass. But it's worth it. Glad I ran into you tonight. You tell him you're glad too. Sort of glad getting used to being naked with him now. It's just like showering with a friend. Wait, you didn't come here for a platonic shower? You wanted to get laid! You're not sure how to make a move though, because your ass is rizzless, okay? Maybe it's better to wait until after. Struggling hopelessly in your head, you trade places with Timber again to let him rinse his hair. Absentmindedly, you find yourself staring at his fuzzy chest. It's right in front of you, and yet... Do you want to touch me, or are you just gonna keep staring? You snap to attention. Oh no, you were being too obvious. You stutter out an apology and ask if that'd be really okay. You let me use your shower. I'll let you do what you want with my body. Sounds like a fair trade to me. This sounds really bad. This sounds horrible. I don't think that's a fair trade at all. If that's what he calls fair, then. You plap both hands on his chest very unsexily. Timber laughs. Hell yeah, we're plapping, dude. Chat, you're terrible at this. Sure, but he's the one who licked your face before. He wraps an arm around your back and pulls you into a hug. This is so much contact. I want you to feel satisfied. He runs his hand up the side of your body. You shiver leaning into him. Need me to get you off or anything? Oh, we're just getting right down to showers. Okay. Need is the correct word for it, yes. Oh man, I know how down bad Chad is. You guide his hand to your chest and start kissing him. As soon as you do, he pins you against the wall. How big is this goddamn shower? Is it a bathtub or not? You're not sure if he thought about what he was gonna do to you in advance, or if he's just gonna go with the flow. Either way, it feels amazing. His hands move down your body and you stiffen in anticipation. Rock hard, chat. Always rock hard. With all this kissing and rubbing, you feel like you're barely gonna last a few seconds, except the friction is not quite right. Timber seems to notice it too. You'd think the water would make it more slick. No, it does not. Spoken like a man who's never jacked it in the shower. Try grinding against his hand instead. That's good work. I asked him to keep kissing you. I'm not gonna read that. It's time to get out of the shower. As long as you're satisfied. He smiles and gives you a peck on the cheek before turning off the water. Yeah, there we go. There's only one bathrobe, so you relinquish it to Timber. You dry off enough to put your sweater back on, then crawl into bed. That was really nice. I feel a little guilty being the only one who got to... Are you kidding? I get to experience two of life's greatest pleasures at once. The way he sprawled on in the bed with such a content look on his face makes you believe him. But is showering really on the same level as blank? It is if you never get to shower. Trust me, chat. I one time went on like this huge camping trip with I was part of the scouts. And let's just say I shower every day. I like showering every day. And I went on a huge camping trip for like 3 days. 3 days, 2 nights. Ain't no fucking showers out in the middle of the woods, I'm gonna tell you that. The most we had was a lake that we swam in, me and the boys, you know? And let's just say that first shower back was godly, okay? It was heavenly, bro. It was awesome. You're living in luxury, chat. Getting to do stuff like that all the time. You've definitely never had blank in the shower before, but you do sleepy to argue. It's not that great. Definitely not worth it. Not worth the hassle, chat. Don't even bother. One night stand. Okay. Okay, now we're done with the spicy stuff, okay? Now, we're gonna play this route. His captor, okay? Jesus Christ, chat. What is that? This is gonna be dark, by the way, YouTube. So please, warnings ahead. If you watched at part 1, you should already know that, this is, really traumatic, okay? And, sorry, water check. 18 plus themes. So please, if you're not above the age of 18, I will kill you and delete you from the channel, and you will never watch a video from me again or anyone who's an adult. Okay? Bye. You smirk back up at him. He's fallen into your trap. Now that he's this close, your magic won't miss. You fire off 3 cuffs, one for each wrist, and a collar tight around his neck. The chain bursts out the back, snapping itself around the nearest tree. The wolf barely has time to react before the wrist cuffs snap into each other's behind his back. Too bad. You won't be eating anyone tonight, wolf. The hell is this? Is that any way to greet a guy? You get to your feet, dusting the snow off your clothes. The wolf leans towards you, testing the limit of his restraints. He seems surprised, but otherwise unfazed. You pull out your badge and hold it in front of his face. Agent Osmanthus, undercover cop. I'm investigating a series of missing persons cases here on Mount Sorbet. Okay, Osmanthus, you gonna explain why you got me chained up? Probable cause. You see, these people who went missing, we've received a few tips that they may have been murdered. We believe the perpetrator to be a wolf, or group of wolves. And here you are, a wolf, chasing me down. Chasing you? I was just out for a run, officer. The wolf stands there calmly as he lies to your face. Simple misunderstanding. I don't appreciate being profiled here, but I know you're just doing your job and all. Who was it that went missing? Maybe I can keep an eye out for you. You walk up to him, testing to see if he'll bar his fangs. He doesn't. He merely looks up at you, the same stiff smile on his face. You can call it profiling, but some of the wolves that live out here have a bit of a criminal history. It's all in the records. Chad, are you a dirty fucking cop? Sorry. Whose records? The town of Frosting. It's where I'll be taking you tonight. Frosting is the rabbit town, I believe. But we can check it. Peaceful town of rabbits. It was established about 2 decades ago, and its history is bathed in violence. You snap your fingers, and the chain around the tree disappears while a new one springs forth, right into your hands. Buddy, I'm telling you, you're mistaken. You walk forward with the chain held taut, but the wolf doesn't move. You hold it there, glaring back at him. You'll like Frosting. It's full of tasty rabbits. I know we're frosting it. You yank hard on the chain, and he falls chin first to the ground. Then you'd better get moving, unless you want me to drag you the whole way there. He grits his teeth with a bit of a snarl. He can't talk his way out of this one. Your magic's pretty strong. I bet you catch a lot of bad guys using this spell. Unamused, you start dragging him forward until he staggers to his feet. Alright, I'm walking. You chuckle to yourself. It's so hilarious when criminals put on such a big show of being cooperative like this. The brick walls of Frosting stand out against the rest of the barren wilderness. Finally, you're back to civilization. What are they, the pigs? The little pigs? Constructed by a witch after a certain incident in which a local rabbit was threatened by foxes. Play Lonely Wolf Treat to learn more. That's a game I do want to kind of play sometime. Finally, you're back to civilization. You push open the metal gate and tug your prisoner through it. Coast's clear. Try not to menace any of the residents. Oh, I would never. His tone is only a hint of scathing, but you notice it, because you have a keen eye for criminal psychology. Right now, he's thinking he'll worm his way out of this situation somehow. He thinks you've got nothing on him. But smarmy assholes like this aren't too hard to break. 3 days is going to be more than enough. You're a dirty cop. Actually, you give it 1. Maybe you should stick around town. If the turnaround's going to be that quick, you hear they got nice hot springs at least. You lead the wolf down the short path to your contact's home, a large brick mansion, matching the wall surrounding it. You knock twice. The rabbit with pitch-black ears opens the door. Senbei, I caught one for you. He takes a quick glance at the criminal behind you, then smiles. Come in. You enter the brick house with brick walls, brick floors, and this brick of a man. Everything's bricks with this guy. When you looked into it, you found out his dad made a fortune doing construction magic. You follow Senbei through the corridor, then descend down a narrow stairway. The wolf takes in his surroundings. You yank the chain again to keep his attention focused. My father is away on business. Your timing couldn't be better. I've been wandering out there every night for the past month. Damn near thought you were making this shit up. I wouldn't have wasted money on you had I not been confident in my theory. At the end of the stairway is a heavy metal door. Is this guy's family really fine with their house being built like a prison? Whatever. It's at least convenient that he's got a dungeon to hold his prisoner. No chance of the wolf getting out of here and wreaking havoc on the town. The door opens up to what looks like a home gym, with workout equipment is placed throughout the room, with a chest fly machine in the center. It's an odd one, though. Instead of your typical weight plates, there's a shit ton of bricks behind it. Chain him here. You grab one of the wolf's arms roughly, then pull the cuffs apart with a quick snap. Surprisingly, he complies with your movements and takes a seat right where he's supposed to. Does he think he'll be able to get off on good behavior? Sorry, guy. This ain't the kind of place for that. Yeah, I don't think this is a good cop. I think this is a dirty cop. But I don't really know the laws of cops around in this world. Before you snap the cuffs to the machine, though, Senbei cuts in. Take his coat. I don't want him hiding anything up in his sleeves. You do so, then toss it on the floor. The wolf glares at you for the offense. Once you finish binding the cuffs to the arms of the machine, you attach the chain to the vertical bar behind him. This wolf isn't going anywhere. Can't even move his arms thanks to those brick weights. Senbei contemplates his prisoner. Scrawnier than I expected. You're basically starving those wolves out, aren't you? It's not that surprising. You're certain this is the one. They literally admit to it. I know what being hunted feels like. He's definitely your guy. Not a cop, I think just a mean witch, I'm pretty sure. Oh, he literally said he's... Oh. I mean, he literally said he's a cop, but... I mean, I guess he could be lying, so that's true, too. Or rather, they call himself a detective, so I guess he could just be like a guy who's just like a PI, private investigator. The wolf flicks his tail, staring between the two of you in silence. You've been quiet, wolf. Haven't you anything to say for yourself? I'm a bandit witch. We're gonna kill you. Bandits die. I got the right to remain silent, don't I? This isn't a police station. I'd actually prefer that you talk. Yeah, no shit, the police would too. I don't know. I was told not to menace any of the residents here. Figured if I opened my mouth, it'd count as menacing. Senbei takes a step closer. You're no threat to me. And why have you got me all chained up like this? Seems unnecessary. Osmanthus. Yeah. You pull out the previously discussed device to hand over to Senbei. Hold down the buttons on the sides to detach the cuffs. Big red one's the shocker. Wonderful. I'll test it now. What do you mean, shock? Your magic surges through the collar, released by the button on the charm. Cost a pretty penny to craft a custom device like this, but that's what Senbei's paying you for. The wolf huffs and pants, catching his breath. His tail twitches violently to express his agitation. Well, I think we're gonna learn where he got those scars, chat. Gah! That fucking hurt. It really is incredible what a touch of the right magic can do. Oh, poor baby. He's literally a guy hunting people down, okay? You need... I mean, they're not treating him right, but at the same time, I don't know, I don't think you can call him a baby when he was literally hunting people down. Or rather, hunting them to the point that they killed themselves by accident. To be correct, okay? Didn't he steal our food at one point anyways? Yes, he will. He is a thief. At the least, he is a thief. Okay, at the very least, he is a thief, and at the most, he is quite literally a man who forces you to murder yourself. You need to do what he needs to survive. Well, that means you dying, so maybe I'd be okay with that. I won't agree with the treatment, obviously. Just don't go overboard with that thing. It only has so much charge in it. Noted. Hey, there's gotta be laws against this kind of shit. You're torturing an innocent civilian. You give the criminal a condescending smirk. This ain't an official arrest. We're clearly operating off the books here, dipshit. Bad cop. Which means we get to do whatever we want. Your fault for chasing down a cop. I wasn't chasing you. I said I was out for a run, didn't I? Your guilt or innocence isn't a factor. You'll be useful to us either way. Oh, will I? Yes, over the years, dozens of rabbits have disappeared on this very mountain. We believe these to be unsolved murders, perpetrated by the wolves of Glaze was the name, if I recall correctly. It's the pack of wolves that are to be forcefully removed around the time frosting was established. Are you a member? Forcefully removed. I lived through that shit, you asshole. Don't try and fucking soften what you rabbits did to us back then. You want a murder to solve, there's plenty. What I'm looking for is a scapegoat. If you confess to even one of these many cases, we'll be able to protect this town, and many more just like it from predators like you. Man, this really reminds me of, like, I mentioned it in the first part, but it really reminds me of, like, native stuff, like the stuff in the that happens in, like, native reserves. It's kind of crazy. I wonder if that was meant to be like that. It also is, like, you know, other things too, like, obviously, but it just reminds me a lot of that. I'm wondering if that's, what it's kind of a reference to. The wolf begins to cackle. Oh, so you don't care at all that you chained up an innocent guy. You just need a wolf to take the fall for some made-up crimes. In other words, you don't have a shred of evidence for any murders. You just captured me because you felt like you could get me to do what you want. You're a little sick of watching these guys mouth off to each other, so you cut in to wrap up the conversation. You got 3 days to get a confession out of him, Senbei. Any longer and I can't make that gap of time disappear. 3 days? Come on, I got a better shit to do than this. The sooner you confess, the sooner you will be released. Yeah, and then you get your excuse to kill me and my whole fucking family. I ain't got nothing to say to you. Then enjoy the next 3 days of torture, Wolf. You brought this on yourself. Stuffing your hands back in your pockets, you head for the stairs. The rabbit can take it from here. Make sure to step on the wolf's coat on your way out. Damn, you're just an asshole. Unfortunately for you, the workday isn't over just yet. Senbei meets you at the door. Osmanthus, I appreciate you making these arrangements for me. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. If we can pin all those missing persons cases on the wolves, that news is going to spread far and wide. You'll be able to push through whatever kind of legislation you want. No one's going to be able to defend a predator murder spree. By the end of all this, you'll be the famous cop who brought a loathsome serial killer to justice. I was right to come to you for this. You're an ambitious man. That's right. You'll have been worth running around in the snow for the past month as long as there's a big arrest to make by the end of it. You smirk back at the rabbit, then wave him off. Call me if he gives you any actionable evidence. Otherwise, we'll be back in 3 days. Senbei retreats inside. By adult grown man, imagine we are wrong about him being a man, an adult man. Why do you want to... Okay, 1, he's already said he's an adult. Okay. 2, why do you want him to not be an adult so bad, you sicko? Senbei retreats inside, and you decide to head back to the station. Who will you continue as? Well, clearly I can't play a Senbei game, so I'm gonna save here. I'm gonna save here, game. I'm gonna continue as Osmanthus. Oof! Yeah, he's definitely a bad cop, yeah. Those 3 days pass in no time at all. You've been preoccupied with a few other cases, always juggling more leads. That's not what I meant! What were you implying? But this one sticks out in your mind. You're surprised you hadn't heard back from Senbei yet. Not too shocking if the Nepo baby was all talk, though. It's either that or the wolf was tougher to break than expected. You get a clearer picture of things once you make it back to Senbei's basement. Ugh. There's been an incident. Great, that's never fucking good. Mind elaborating? The collar shattered. It what? If it's shattered, that means it overloaded. If it's overloaded, the wolf's gotta be in rough shape. You have to see this for yourself. Rough was an understatement. His entire throat is soaked in blood and his flesh is flayed around where the collar previously sat. If the wound was any deeper, it could have severed his jugular vein. Doesn't seem to be the case, though, considering he's still breathing. How long did you leave it on? I must have forgotten to switch it off. The wolf's head is limp as you tilt it to inspect his neck. I'll need you to cast another. Fuck no, he needs some goddamn medical attention. I guess he's not that corrupt of a cop. He's like, I may be a corrupt cop, but I'm not gonna fucking murder someone. You really underestimated this guy's hate boner for wolves. Some twisted shit he's gotten up to down here. What do you think they were doing to... You literally know they're starving the wolves out. What the fuck is the guy on? All in all, though, the wound looks a lot worse than it actually is. Despite the amount of blood, it seems to have clotted up nicely. That's it, that doesn't... He'll live, but it's gonna leave a scar caused by your magic. Could they link this shit to you? That's not something you should let happen. When you take your hands off of him, his head droops back down. You kneel to eye level and snap your fingers in front of his face. Hey, can you speak? Fucked up shit, bro. But I don't think he's gonna turn tail to tell anyone. The wolf looks you in the eye, but says nothing. He hasn't said a word since last night. Is that when you did this to him? He pushed me. Hell of a push. Listen, I'm gonna clean you up. It's gonna hurt like a bitch, but it's for your own good, understand? You rifle through your pockets looking for a small vial of healing tonic. As soon as you pull it out, Senbei has something to say about it. You're healing him. Just some first aid. He can't walk out of here looking like this, can he? I'm not through with him yet. You can't help but think this guy sounds like a child about to have his toy taken away. Too fucking bad? Your time's up, Senbei. I'm guessing you couldn't get your proof. If you wouldn't confess to anything before, why do you think he'd talk now? I'll pay you double for a second round. Now there's an interesting proposition. I'll think about it. Now could you shut up for a second? He smiles a contemptible smile, so fucking annoying. Turn back to the wolf, popping the cap off the vial of tonic. You pull a rag from the same pocket, then douse it with the liquid. What did you do to him? I actually didn't do anything to him. We just captured him, and then some rabbit guy that's technically chat fucked them up. Is Senbei old because Sunbei in Korean means senior? I would assume he's just a regular guy. He just looks like a regular guy. Like I said, it's gonna sting. He braces himself and you work quickly to disinfect the wound and wipe the blood off his skin. Soon enough, he looks halfway presentable, breathing still shallow, but at least he won't get an infection. Plus, it should take care of any identifiable marks from your spell. This way you're in the clear. But Senbei's asking for another 3 days. If you think Senbei is old, you should just assume they're all old, okay? They're probably like 27 or some shit like that, man. They're probably like in their, like, they're actually probably just young adults and you're like a baby. The money's more than you expected from this job. Even having to pay that temporal witch again, you'd still have a lot left over. Temporal witch. Manipulate time. Wait. It's a criminal, not time. Oh, shit. Okay. So I wonder if the 3 days are erased. It's tempting, but can you really trust the rabbit not to go overboard a second time? The fuck have you gotten yourself tangled up in, Osmanthus? Senbei, I'm looking to solve murders, not become implicated in one. If you end up killing this guy, my ass is on the line, so take better care of him, will ya? Oh, we didn't even get a choice. I guess we're not chat anymore. I understand. 3 more days, then. I appreciate it. Hey. The wolf's voice comes out as a raspy growl. That's not what you said. There's desperation in the wolf's eyes, he repeats himself. That's not what you fucking said. See, he can still talk. So he can. Can you fucking count? You said 3 days. You can't just add 3 more. Unfortunately for you, I just did. You can't let him do this. Fucking free me. Hey, the shot collar's busted, and he's not getting a new one. Count your blessings. The wolf howls in frustration, which quickly devolves into a coughing, sobbing fit. If he's still got this much fight in him, he doesn't seem so broken yet. The rabbit can keep his toy. You head back upstairs with Senbei to receive your payout. Nice. Hey, chat, at least we're getting paid. 3 more days. Another 72 hours to get any information out of the wolf. And of course, he failed again. Yeah, figures. But at least this time you didn't have to play medic for a murder suspect. You wonder if he really ever has killed anyone. You know you were being hunted that night, but it's not like he tried to maul you. Could've, if you hadn't chained him up. But the question remains, wouldn't he rather save his own skin by taking a plea bargain than spend 6 whole days in that rabbit's dungeon? Looking at it through that angle, it starts to read more like the zealous martyrdom of the falsely accused. Doesn't matter now. You don't want anything more to do with this case. You walk the wolf out of the brick mansion and into the snow. Put your damn hood up. Can't have the happy little townsfolk seeing your fucked up scar. When the coast is clear, you head to the back gate to exit the town. The wolf follows along behind you, tugged ahead by the chain in your hand. I hope we kill him. Or I guess I hope Timber kills him. A week ago, you walked through this gate with a feisty predator. Now you're taking a hollow shell back. As instead of words since you showed up for his release, just quietly obeying whatever you ask of him. It's honestly creepy. You like it better when criminals act the part and fight back. As you venture into the wilderness outside of Frosting, it begins to snow. All the better to cover your tracks. Once you sever this chain, it will be like nothing happened. You never hear, and a wolf who was never held captive and tortured. Who would believe a story like that anyway? That a rabbit would do something so heinous to a wolf? Once you reach the area you originally picked him up, you turn back to the wolf with a sneer on your face. If I were you, I'd tell the rest of the wolves in your pack to knock it off with this murder shit. Stop eating rabbits. You raise a hand to release his bonds, but... Hey. The wolf speaks. His tone isn't accusatory or indignant, but worn down. What's a guy to do when his choices are to be exterminated by starvation or by force? Take a moment to consider your answer. Don't know. Lie down and take it like a man. You sever the chain. Then you raise a pointed finger aimed at his legs. A small magic bullet bursts out and explodes against his thigh. He recoils soundlessly. Don't follow me, and stay away from Frosting, will ya? You leave the tattered wolf in the cold, snowy night. You won't be seeing him again. Captor round end. Captured and released a suspected murderer. You received the torture key. Have a good night. Check the content. No, stop asking me this shit. That's spoilers. I already said it. If you can't deal with 18 plus topics, any of them, if you can't deal with even one, then you shouldn't watch 18 plus videos at all. Okay? You shouldn't be playing 18 plus games at all. It don't matter what the tags are. Okay? And I will stand on that. Okay? Because you ain't ready for that shit. It just ain't for you, okay? That's what I will always say. We don't have to spoiler shit for ourselves. If you can't handle something, I already said it's 18 plus. It's gonna be dark. It's gonna be horrible. That should be the end of that, okay? I always like to tell people that. Meanwhile, I've got a cat in my arms. Come here. Kitty, say something. Say something to chat. Hi. He's so cute. He's just in my arms. He just keeps jumping up on my PC. Okay. Then he grabbed my shirt. And says, I don't want a hole in my shirt. I put him down. Okay. So I don't think there's anything else you can do with the Captor. Oh, you just play as Senbei. Okay. Torture route. Weird how that's an option, but okay. Well, I guess we'll pick Senbei first, and then we'll pick the torture route. It seems pretty linear, though, either way. So, load up, and we'll come back to this, I guess, and we'll pick Senbei. I can deal with it. I watched Doomed Yaoi. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing at all, but okay. I don't really care. If someone says they can handle something and they can't, that's not my problem either, you know? You make your way back down the stairs and into the basement. Soundproof, cold, and inescapable, it may have been improvised, but there's truly no better place to keep a wolf. You open the heavy steel door. 3 days, huh? Guess that means we're gonna be spending a lot of quality time together, Rabbit. You look comfortable. Well, you've got me by the balls here. Figured I may as well relax into it. The sooner you realize I got nothing to hide, the sooner I'll be out of here. You're wasting your fucking time. His condescension irritates you. He doesn't seem to recognize the position he's in. By the way, does your daddy know what's going on in the basement? Aren't you gonna get in trouble when he comes back? My father keeps his nose out of my business. You said you're in it to protect the town, right? You sure it's me those rabbits need protection from? Sure, we probably hate each other about the same amount, but you never catch me throwing you in a dungeon about it. You're letting him steer the conversation. You need to find a way to take control. Listen, Wolf. About that, could you stop calling me Wolf? My name is Timber. You can't keep the hint of annoyance from seeping through your voice. Is that what you'd prefer? Yeah, I think I would. The way you and that cop were saying it sounds like a slur. Then listen, Timber. No, on second thought, keep my name out of your mouth. Sounds even worse. You want to shock him, you want to press this button over and over until he submits to you. But as soon as you raise the device, the wolf interrupts again. Oh, careful. If you press that every time I piss you off, you'll break it. Didn't Osmanthus warn ya? You press it anyway. Good fucker. Are you finished? Good, then let's begin. Okay. I guess we'll begin. Interrogate! I'd like you to answer some questions. And I'd like you to send me home. We can't all get what we want. I know you're probably not used to hearing that, though, living with your parents in a fancy house like this. You shouldn't presume to know anything about my background. Why not? Sounds like you decided all sorts of things about mine. I've done my research. Sure you have. I'll bet I'm the first wolf you've bothered talking to. He'll continue to lead the conversation if you engage every little remark. You need to be more aggressive with him. Are you acting alone? Don't wolves typically hunt in packs? We're not hunters. How do you get your food? Forage and trade. Do you use all of the meat? What do you do with the hides? Do you use our bones as toothpicks? The corpses can't have entirely disappeared, so where are they? You've got an active imagination. Why don't you use that creativity on something less destructive? Where are they, Timber? You can't hide from your crimes forever. Don't remember committing any. You deck him in the face. You deck him! I don't think we decked him. Speak, dog. Maybe we gave him a slug. His expression is a mix of shock and indignation. Had he realized the collar would not be your only method of inflicting pain, it may not have come as a surprise. He underestimated you. You think this should put him back in his place. We decked out. No. But then he laughs. That's, wrong. That's a damn strong punch. Maybe you should take up boxing. I'm not interested in the sport. I just wanted to see what it felt like to punch a wolf. How was it? Did it make you feel big and strong? You won't be dignifying that with a response. Search. Okay, I guess we'll just go through it all. Search him. You pick his coat up off the floor, then dig through the pockets. Inside, you find a small silver case. When you open it, it appears to be a regular lighter. Interesting. What is? You don't carry any weapons. Why would I? Do you rend your victims with tooth and claw? Sounds messy. Think I'd get caught if I was doing that. So you admit to having victims. I'm fucking humoring you. Poor Timber? Blorp. Don't put Blorp next to that. That makes it sound like Blorp is sad. Blorp is happy. What do you think you'd go with, smartass? Say you encounter a wolf in the wild and you decide they gotta die. Gonna bludgeon them with your bare fists, kick their skull in. Maybe you'd carry a brick around in your pocket for just such an occasion. You've got plenty of those. He's got a brick in his hand. He's wasting your time. You slip the lighter back into his coat pocket and lay it on the bench to the side. This line of questioning is a dead end. You'll need to try a different angle. Extract information. Inspect. Glitch my Twitch. That's not how it works, friend. That's not how ads work, friend. You step closer to the wolf to get a good look at him. There are massive dark circles under his eyes. They're particularly apparent as he stares up at you. Is it lack of sleep? If he does his hunting at night, it's entirely possible he stays up until dawn. What draws your attention next is his build. It's very lean. He looked more appropriately threatening in the oversized coat, but that seems to be merely a facade. There's a hint of muscle, though. You decide to lift his shirt out of curiosity. Your frame is rather pathetic. I'd expect you to have more protein in your diet. Yeah, well, my diet's pretty fucking irregular, so... If we were to pump your stomach, I wonder if we'd find any rabbit meat inside. I'll save you the trouble and let you know I haven't eaten anything today. His stomach is flat, almost concave. You believe him. The wolf squirms away from you as much as he can once you drop his shirt. You're not gonna take my pants off next, are ya? Not interested. You got a funny way of showing it. You check the time, it's gone rather late. You'll leave him for the night and resume the interrogation in the morning. Leave him alone! We got 6 days in a dungeon with him, bro. That's you, Sammy. You're Senbei. You're Senbei. Hey, where are you going? You're boring me. I decided to retire for the evening. You're leaving me like this. Did you expect me to have a bed prepared for you? My arms are falling asleep. This is cruel and unusual. Cruel and unusual, You tap the button. He jolts in response. Ow, does this really entertain you that much, you fucking sadist? I don't need to hear that from a murderer. Apologize to your victims' families for consuming their loved ones. You're delusional. I'm not apologizing for shit I didn't do. You roll your eyes and exit the room without another word. At least turn off the light. The steel door closes behind you. I don't think he turned off that light. You wake just before dawn, the usual schedule. That would be awful, by the way. If your arms were constantly up like that, that'd be really bad for you. It's time for your morning routine. Like, that's probably honestly worse than the pain. The arms, by the way. It's time for your morning routine. Luckily, this coincides with checking on your prisoner. You enter the basement quietly. The wolf seems to be asleep as you expected. But you're certain what you're about to do will rouse him. You turn on the machine. The hell? Ah, you're awake. I'd rather sleep on the floor. No shit, Sherlock. The floor would be 10 times better. Ah, you're awake. Yeah, because of that thing you're on. You don't know the names of the equipment. Sure, I got names for them. Torture Device 1, Torture Device 2, Torture Device 3. My fucking shoulders are sore, thanks to Torture Device fuck you. He leans his head from side to side to stretch his neck. You've never been to a gym before. No, I get all my exercise outdoors like a normal person. Hey, speaking of outdoors, you want to unchain me so I can get out of here? You continue your run. Come on, don't ignore me. You've yet to confess to anything. I want to buy one of Torture Device 1. Is this Torture Device 1 to you, or is this? Okay, you got me. I'm a killer, and I'd do it again. Too bad there's no proof. Guess you gotta let me go. You step off the treadmill. If you want to be released, then take this more seriously. Trust me, I'm serious about getting out of here. I'm not gonna last through 2 more days of this. I will free you right now if you give me the location of a single one of your victims. Alright, come closer. He intends to mock you again, but you have no choice but to approach. Closer. You want to hear it, don't you? You'd like nothing more than to end this miserable game and get on with it. He whispers aggressively. Bite me. This time, you press and hold the switch longer than you have before. Gah! It seems I didn't make enough use of this last night. You need further training. Oh, the treadmill. Honestly, you do not want that in your house. It is so loud. It is so fucking loud. Like, I used to run on a treadmill at the gym. Those are loud as shit. Like, if you live with anyone, they will hear that, like, throughout the entire house, and it is loud. Like, oof. Whatever. It was worth it. You give him another, since he seemed to enjoy it so much. Fucking ow. Alright, alright. I'll return after breakfast. Consider cooperating if you'd rather this be painful. Get the baby version, the walk- Oh, an elliptical. Ellipticals aren't so bad. That's why I moved. Yeah, ellipticals aren't bad. Ellipticals are actually really not nearly as bad. Treadmills are. And ellipticals are actually probably better as long as you have the strength to keep going. You'll feel the burn. Again. Question. When you enter the room, the wolf is sitting up straight, nearly docile. This is progress. Progress, you're pleased to see it. Are you ready to cooperate? All I gotta do is answer whatever dumbass questions you have, right? I can do that. You raise the device, he flinches. I won't have to press this as long as you keep your attitude in check. You stand before him with folded arms and a serious expression. You, Wolf, are a dangerous predator whose modus operandi is to victimize any rabbit who happens to wander too deep into the mountains. Modus what? The method of your crime. It's in your nature to prey on rabbits after all. Yeah, I still gotta deny that part. Your big dick theories have no basis in reality. Tell me what you do with the remains. Where do you hide them? Proof of even a single body will be enough, no matter how small. Sorry to break it to you, pal, but I've got no clue where to find any bodies. Try calling the cops for something like that. Sounds serious. You hold up the switch, contemplating it. The wolf glances at it, then back to you. Burying them would be a challenge, yes, considering the temperature. Ground's too hard to bury much of anything. A cave, then. You drop the remains in a pit once you're finished with them. Yo, can I get a hydrate check? So good. I love water. You want to go spelunking? Be my guest. Just don't think you're going to find the pile of bones you're expecting. You tilt your head, rotating the device in your hand. They're spread out then, never disposed of in the same place twice. Sounds like a pain to keep track of. What would be the convenient option? Dunno. Toss them in a lake. Is that where they're least likely to be discovered? Not likely anyone's gonna go swimming up in there. You've thought this through. Hey, you asked. I'm just helping you brainstorm. Honestly, as the guy who's lived here his whole life, doesn't sound all that odd to me for a few hikers to go missing. 27. There have been 27 known disappearances within the past 15 years. That's honestly not that bad, guys. Like, I'll round up to simplify the math for you. That's roughly 2 bodies a year. That's honestly, like, not that bad, by the way. If you find out how many people go missing over the course of a year in, like, the United States, like, national parks, it's, like, bad. It's, like, bad, bro. I'm gonna tell you this right now, that if you live in the States and you go on a hiking / like, cross-country road trip, like, into the national parks and whatever, you have a good chance of never being seen again. Fears to Fathom flashbacks? I love Fears to Fathom. Some of my favorite games. I'll round up to simplify the math for you. That's 2 bodies a year. I can do math, asshole. Chat can't. The rate of these hiking accidents in other mountainous regions is far lower. This is how Mount Sorbet gets its reputation as a dangerous place. Especially if you don't follow a proper trail marker. I would just argue people don't go out with the right equipment. They don't go out in the right equipment. People think they're better than they actually are all the time. People overestimate themselves all the time. Okay, it's really bad. And they always love to go alone. They never have someone, and they love to not tell people where they're going. It's crazy. But wilderness can be tamed. Not to mention, you can get murdered out there, and no one will find you. Because if someone's really good at it, it's pretty much a clean-cut case. Like, they're never gonna find you. But wilderness can be tamed. Just look at this very town. This is tame. You got a guy locked up in a dungeon here. I have a suspected murderer imprisoned. It's the sign of a healthy society, not letting criminals run rampant. You pocket the switch and stand to leave. Not the mountains, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I don't think the rabbits understand how dangerous the mountain is. Not including their own fact that they even said themselves that the mountain is starved. There's nothing to grab to eat on the mountain. You pocket the switch and stand to leave. The wolf doesn't seem ready to answer anything just yet, so it's best to let him stew for now. But as you turn your back, he speaks up again. Hey, I got a question for you. Maybe he's willing to give you something after all. How many wolves do you think have died since you rabbits showed up? Or do you not keep track of those? According to my elders, there used to be 100 or more. Nowadays, my best guess is there's maybe 30 of us. Is that why you kill innocent rabbits? For revenge? I've never killed anyone. No matter how many times you say it, my answer's not gonna change. Still resisting. He weaves his lies with such a determined look in his eye, it's almost admirable. Most of the stuff in the shared, like, universe has, like, food theories. Like, one of the other developers' games is called, like, Syrup and the Ultimate Sweet. And, like, a lot of it's food-themed. Like, a lot of characters are named after food and things like that. So, just a little heads up. But he's wearing down. It's gradual, but his barks are losing their bite. You aren't getting anywhere with this, so you decide to take a break for now. Again. Observe, relieve. What the fuck does that mean? Observe? When it comes to torture, pacing is key. Constant torment will not get you any closer to the desired result. You need to keep him second-guessing what you'll do to him next. You'll need to learn his quirks and observe his reactions closely. That way you can pinpoint his weaknesses and strike him where it hurts most. And so for the next hour or two, you sit in the chair in front of him reading a book. The wolf gnaws idly at one of the wrist cuffs. You aren't sure what he expects is going to happen. Hey, can I have some water? These things taste nasty. You turn the page and continue reading. How can you stand living in a house like this? The magic smells burning my nostrils. It doesn't bother me. You got like a witch parent or something? You turn another page. Yeah, stupid question. No full rabbit family's got a house like this. Are you calling me a half-breed? What? That's a whole new sentence. You don't bother glancing up from your book, but you aren't taking in the words you're reading either. Is that your sad backstory? That the other kids picked on you for having mixed parents? Because of that, you're pissed off, so you had to find an acceptable target for your rage, is that it? I've never had issues with bullying. The wolf continues to stare at you. You don't look up at him. Ugh, this really is torture. I'm bored out of my mind. Is that why you're trying to evaluate my character? The fuck else is there to do? The wolf mutters, shifting in his seat. You know, the more I think about it, you glance up at him. This is definitely a sex thing. You want to fuck a wolf, but you can't, so you gotta do this whole song and dance. Timber tilts his head as far as the chains allow, trying to get a read on your expression. Repression really fucks a guy up, huh? Imagine what you'd be like if you just dropped the pretense and did what you wanted. You finally close the book. Are you arguing for me to have sex with you? I'm arguing for you to be normal, challenge impossible. Do you play with your food before taking their lives? What did I just say about being normal? Now I gotta think of a stronger word than impossible. You won't answer. I'm trying not to encourage your dark fantasies. Let's see. Hopeless. Is there a word for never in a million years? It's gotta be succinct. You think for a moment. Inconceivable. Yeah, that's a good one. A challenge so impossible you couldn't even conceive of it. That's you trying to be normal. You press the switch to deliver another jolt of magic to the captive wolf. Yeah, fuck. Do you really need to keep doing that? You're boring me. The longer you draw this out, the more painful it will be for you. You're the one drawing it out. God damn. It doesn't seem like you'll reveal any weaknesses this way. You'll try another method. Relieve. Hey. Oh, wait. Hey. I gotta take a piss. You hear him, but don't respond. Unless you want me to mess up your fancy gym equipment, you better unchain me. He raises his voice again, annoyed. You know what must be done. You prepared for this after all. You stride over to the wolf, then begin to undo his restraints. Let's call it a day, huh? Enough with all this. I'm ready to forgive and forget. You unlock his wrists one at a time, then snap them together at the front. Cuffing me like this, it's really not necessary. You got magic, but none for tracking missing persons, darn. I think they just don't care enough. Also, you kind of have to find them, I feel. You kind of have to find something to track them. I feel like you can't just go to their house and be like, okay, sniff it, dog, and then be like, boom, find them in the middle of the winter. Oh, the snow has already covered up all the tracks. You ignore his attempts at smooth talking as he releases his collar from the bar. Then you stand to retrieve something from the metal shelving on the wall. But that's just logic. This is magic, and magic breaks logic, so. At the very least, this mage, this witch, is only good at making chains. You place a bucket on the floor in front of him. Seriously. Not to mention, would they survive the tracker? They are heading out into Some of the worst climates in the world, the worst wilderness to survive in, is the tundra. You fold your arms while he stares at you in disbelief. Go ahead, relieve yourself. The wolf turns his body away from you with a huff, fumbling with his belt and zipper. That's what you're into, locking guys up, making them whip it out for you. I'm only interested in whipping it out for Harambe. You pull a device from your pocket and press the switch. Delivers another shock to the wolf's collar. Oh, damn it. Okay, I might have deserved that one. He resumes his business as you keep the switch raised in warning. As he finishes, you press it again lightly, just for fun. Oh, fuck. The hell is wrong with you? My finger slipped. You're lucky I didn't take a shit on your floor. I would kill you. Yeah, I fucking wish. It's time for dinner. You've yet to feed your prisoner, so he should be quite desperate for a meal. Are you hungry? Is that a trick question? I have a meal ready for you, as a reward for enduring our second day together. Your ass is not gonna reward me. You're plotting some shit, I just know it. Vulgar as ever, but you did indeed bring his dinner. You present a plate of chicken straight from the package. It's fucking raw. At least cook it, you asshole. You smirk, taking back the plate. My apologies, I'm not familiar with a wolf's usual diet. No one eats raw chicken, you'll get sick. Stop fucking around. What about raw rabbit? The wolf grins at you, laughing a little. Okay, I see. I get it now. You don't know how to cook, do ya? You're avoiding it because you're embarrassed. Hi, Venus. That isn't the reason. He's trying to provoke you. You won't entertain the thought. Here's what you gotta do. It's simple, so listen up. Paprika, salt and pepper, onion and garlic powder, dried parsley if you've got any. Mix them all together. You've got a whisk, don't you? Now he's giving you a cooking lesson. You've lost control of the conversation once again. Coat it in oil, season it, then let it sit for a while. The meat's gonna absorb the fat. Question, should I kill the animal with my own hands? Does that affect the taste? Look, I'm just trying to teach you to cook what's on that plate you're holding. You're not gonna let it go to waste, are ya? His provocations are getting to you. You know perfectly well how to cook meat. Do the rabbits eat meat too? Arguing about it won't prove anything, though. You'll just have to show him. Hehe, I have a cat next to me. Those seasonings are good. They're pretty basic. But they're fine, and that's the great thing about cooking. You don't need a lot. You calm your temper and exit the room. After half an hour, you return with a beautifully plated dinner. Roasted chicken breast with a side of carrots. Steam rises from the plate along with a delicious aroma. Something this wolf would never deserve, the kind of meal he will never have access to again. The wolf glances over it, then looks up at you. I'm petting a cat right now. He's laying over. Brrr, you're in your box. You're in your box. I have a little box next to me, like a cat box, and he loves it, but he hates it at the same time. You can undo these restraints, or am I about to be spoon-fed? I'll release one wrist. Choose right or left. Right. You snap his left cuff off the bar, then offer him a fork. Damn, tricked me there. He rolls his eyes, then awkwardly prods at the chicken with the fork you handed him. I'm basically ambidextrous anyway. Not like this is a problem or nothing. The fork clacks intermittently against the plate as he attempts to separate off a piece of chicken. You're struggling. I said basically. My arms are weak from being starved and tortured and shit. There, see? Fucking got it. He lifts the bite of chicken to his mouth, then gives you a pointed glare before putting it in. When he does, his expression twists into a condescending grin. It's under-seasoned. You're completely taken aback, but you don't let it show. You can't show any weakness. Rookie mistake. Guess I could have given you more advice if you'd let me into your kitchen. The wolf is mocking you. He's in chains, and yet he's mocking you. Clearly, you're still being too soft on him. You will show him his place. You take the plate away just as he struggles to break off another piece of meat. If it's so underwhelming, I can't possibly force you to eat it. I promise you, tomorrow's dinner will be an improvement. Hey, I said it's under-seasoned. I didn't say I wouldn't eat it. That's why you gotta say your insults after you're done. He protests, upset at the thought of being deprived of meat. Worthless. My guests deserve only the best. I'll just toss the rest of this. Don't fucking waste it. Why not? Frosting is a town of abundance. You slide the food into the garbage can in the corner of the room. Oh, that would make me lose it, man. I'd hate this guy after that. I don't even care about the torture, honestly. It's just that alone that makes me hate him. Wasting food is wrong, chat. And as soon as you do, the wolf throws his fork hard at the wall next to you. You're really pissing me off. Something died to be put on that plate, you piece of shit. You quickly nab the device from your pocket and give the switch a firm press. A jolt runs through the wolf's collar, and he grasps at it helplessly with his free hand. I'll excuse your violent outburst for tonight, but I won't be giving you another fork next time. You shackle his wrist cuff back in place, then take your leave. The wolf remains seated there, panting, fuming with rage. You'll have him fully trained tomorrow. Ew. You decide to skip your morning workout today. Instead, you prepare yourself a plate of fried eggs and sausage, then relax in the parlor with your mother. Would you like a salad? No, why is his mom a rabbit? Really, it's no trouble at all. No, Mother, I am not distressed. It's merely that things aren't going as smoothly as I hoped. You listen patiently as she expresses her concerns. Agent Osmanthus will be coming to retrieve him tomorrow, that is, assuming I'm able to get what I want out of him. I know that having a wolf in the house has not been ideal, but I can assure you, there is no chance of his escape. Mother. She exits the parlor. You finish your breakfast and take some time to think while you wash the dishes. Is the mother even alive? Yeah, the mom was right there. That was her. They have the power to be animals, so they can be whatever animal, like half animal they are. They don't have to. Most of the time, it seems like they just stay as their animal form. It feels like the odd ones out stay as their hybrid. Your mother feels that your time is better spent on healthier activities, like not torturing people. Something other than confronting the wolves directly. She fears you will be hurt by pursuing this obsession. On the contrary, improving the world we live in can hardly be called an obsession. It's an admirable goal. Except you're an asshole. And you're not improving the world. It is unfortunate that she is unable to see past her fear of wolves to understand the greater objective. Not to mention, you're not exactly including wolves in your conversation of the world. But her resistance has renewed your determination. Your prisoner awaits. The wolf is asleep, head tilted off to the side with his bangs falling gently over his eyes. His breathing is shallow and silent. You study his face. Without that detestable smirk and rebellious attitude, he's infinitely more tolerable. You imagine he may even use those good looks of his to lure in unsuspecting victims. Ah, Senbei, you're attracted to him. What a surprise! You briefly exit the room, then return with a bucket of cold water. You toss its contents roughly over the wolf's head. He jolts awake, legs kicking wildly in surprise. He curls into a startled ball, posed as if he's ready to drop-kick his assailant. Once your eyes meet, he pauses a moment before relaxing slightly, and then shakes his head vigorously, sending water droplets spraying everywhere. Come on, tell me that's not the piss bucket. I rinsed it. You toss the empty metal bucket aside with a clang. The wolf flinches at the sound. Asshole. You place the folding chair in front of the wolf and take a seat. Osmanthus will be returning here tomorrow morning. Nothing to say, I thought you'd be thrilled. Nah, it's just gonna make you more desperate to get something out of me. And I'm sick of you anyway. Even if I was a murderer, I wouldn't want to kill you. You wouldn't, really? Yeah, because you're fucking insane. I don't want anything to do with you after this. So his neck is still fine this one day left, right? Oh, you left. You're not a real one. You missed it. You tap your foot. You missed it. Are you still upset about last night? Am I? What, now you're worried if I still like you? That isn't what I asked. You're holding me fucking captive. I hate you more than I've ever hated anyone in my whole life. Oh no, are you still upset about last night? I'm upset about everything you've fucking done to me. It's unfucking forgivable. You seem to have set him off. Am I still upset? I'm gonna be pissed about this the rest of my goddamn life. And I'm not happy about that either. You think I want this shit to haunt me? You think I want to remember any of this shit? Fuck off, human rights violation ass. Grr. Growls. You decide to leave him for now. I was on the potty. I was on the potty. Oh, sorry about that, my bro. Well, you missed a big part. You're gonna have to check it out on YouTube. Provoke, water, or silence? Nah, you'll probably see what's gonna happen anyways. But we played the Captor route and found out something happened, and now we're gonna see it firsthand, I guess. Okay, let's... Silence? Give him the silent treatment, yeah. You aren't making any progress. Time is running out, but he's resisted everything you've thrown at him thus far. You sit with him again in silence, knowing that if nothing else, your mere presence will put him on edge. That's enough for now. Until he suddenly speaks. I think I got you all figured out, Senbei. You overcompensate because you can't do magic. That's your deal. Excuse me. I'm right, aren't I? Having a high-class witch parent, but no power of your own. That's gotta fuck with your head. You realized as a kid that your only power was gonna be your family's money, so you started reading books. What was it you were reading yesterday? Political theory. Seemed like it from the title. I'm surprised you're literate. Oh, you would be, but I'm not done. That intellectual shit starts to turn impractical the more abstract you get. Makes you think everyone else is stupid for not knowing what the hell you're talking about. That's where the muscle comes in. For everyone you can't manipulate with smarts or cash, a swift punch in the face. Now you think you're so strong you can do whatever you want. He's looking down on you. Tell me I'm right, that you're doing all this because you're that fucking insecure. He's always looking down on you. What? Can't think of a response? You could always just shock me again. That'll shut me up. Go ahead and use that thing the witch cop gave you. It's as close as you can get to using magic yourself. You press the button, but not because he told you to. Definitely because you told him to. It's because he frustrates you to no end. It's because he won't learn his place, no matter how many times you force him down. That's why Senbei's working out, yeah. It's simply because you detest him, and there isn't anything more to it. That's also why he eats meat, although it seems like his family does not. You let it go. Look at that. It really did shut you up. Okay. Well, let's water him? More water. You have begun interrogating the wolf for days now, and you will continue to do so until he offers a confession. You're sorely missing information on his background, asking about Glaze, what could be the better point of attack. How large is your pack? There you go again, always flirting with me. Don't dodge the question. How many other wolves are there to feed? 3. That's a far cry from the 30 you estimated previously. There's other packs. Do you hunt to defeat them as well, or do they each have their own designated killer? I don't know. Whatever. His head lolls to the side. He seems exhausted. How are you feeling? I'm fucking miserable. You're relentless. Wait, why'd you ask that? You don't care. I was curious. Well, curiosity killed the... rabbit, I guess. No, rather, it's wolves who tend to do that. This is unproductive. You go upstairs briefly, then return with a glass of cold water. Drink. What is it? Water. You're dehydrated. It's affecting your cognitive function. Okay, undo one of the cuffs then. No, you'll throw the glass at me. I'm not gonna... Fine. I don't want to argue this shit. He relents and does as he's told. Once he's finished, you set the glass to the side and return to your seat. I'm telling you, this is kink shit. I have no such ulterior motives. Yeah, right. You better not have spiked it with something. If only there were such a thing as truth serum. I think you not wanting to have sex with me makes this worse. At least that I can wrap around my head. If I were to have sex with you, would it lead to a confession? No! Don't get any ideas! He's lively again. The wander did the trick. Provoke him! It's not that you particularly enjoy resorting to violence. Sometimes violence is exactly what is necessary to achieve the desired result. Physically, between you and the wolf, it's no contest. Even if he was unchained in peak condition, you would overpower him. You've trained your body for such occasions, but this is the first time you've truly gotten to put that training to use. It's the perfect opportunity, really, turning this despicable criminal into your punching bag. So you strike him in the stomach again. Time out. Fucking time out. You wait for him to catch his breath. What the hell breaking my ribs gonna do for ya? Where would you prefer to be punched? Nowhere. Why are you doing this anyway? You run out of questions already. You haven't given me the answers I'm looking for. So you think you can punch them out of me? Possibly. Grit your teeth, Wolf. You swing for his face, but he dodges and then bites down. Yes, harder. Sink your teeth in, Wolf. I want you to break the skin. I want you to leave a scar, so that I can use it as proof of how dangerous you really are. You press into him, but as you do, his jaw loosens and he wriggles away. You're deranged. Get your arm out of my face. The mark fades within the hour. Either his jaw is weaker than you expected, or he has incredible restraint. Perhaps both. This method yielded nothing once again. Damn, bro, you suck. The third day passed without any progress. You took your frustrations out on his body, beating him, shocking him, but nothing you did could force him to submit to you. With all other methods exhausted, you ask him a different kind of question. You mentioned being there around the time the township of Frosting was first established. His ears twitch. He wasn't expecting this approach. What was that like for you? The wolves' perspective. You really want to know. He sounds disinterested, perhaps not believing the sincerity of your question. But you ask because it's not something you can read in an archive. It was never recorded. What do you want to hear? The order of events, my feelings personally? Anything that seems important to share, I'm curious. Alright, here comes fact number 1. I watched my dad get beaten to death by rabbits when I was 10 years old. You blink unfazed. Fact number 2. He was negotiating with you people because he believed you'd be able to talk things out. So Timber is the son of their leader. Fact number 3. You rabbits killed him and everyone else because you don't know how to share. He seems fixated on this issue. You can use this. Timber, I'm going to offer you a deal. I'm not taking any deal from a rabbit. Were you even fucking listening? I can get justice for your father. Would that please you? You're not gonna do shit for me. Actually, the head of the so-called Big Bad Wolf is mounted in the Warren, an apartment building in Frosting. A total of 9 taxidermy wolves are stored here, with one on display in the lobby. Oh. That's really fucked up. That's like having taxidermy of people just on display. And the rabbits think they're in the right? Racism is real in this world. Holy shit. The building's owner is a taxidermist. It's a beautiful piece of work. I've seen it many times. I could have that returned to you. You'd be able to lay him to rest properly. That's your idea of justice. There's an intensity in his voice, but he isn't lashing out at you like usual. All you have to do is provide evidence that the missing rabbits were murdered. We can pin the crime on any old wolf. Doesn't have to be you, as long as the killings end. Well, tell me your thoughts. You want to know what I think? I think you really are insane. He's not going to take this. You've essentially told him he can get away with murder. Some other wolf would take the fall for his past crimes, and he could escape to wherever he dreamed. His father's remains would even be returned to him. Is that not enough? What could possibly be enough? Refusing to steal is that not the insane choice in this situation? A cold sweat runs down your forehead. You're going to run out of time, and he's going to get away with everything. After you finally capture the wolf most likely of being the culprit, he's just going to slip through your fingers like this. You know what, Senbei? Here's a thought for you to chew on. Since you seem to care so much about justice, I'll let you know. There's just nothing here. It's a waste of time. It isn't. You know it isn't. Because as much as you wish there were a long string of murders for you to solve here, there just aren't. If that were the case, then why? Accidents happen on this mountain all the time. Hypothetically, if a rabbit was to wander around the woods at night, and that rabbit spotted a wolf, they'd run, wouldn't they? Oh! He finally explains. You narrow your eyes at him. Wouldn't they? He repeats himself, his voice a deep growl, a weak attempt at intimidation. They might. Running on icy ground at night, you'd slip and fall if you're not careful. The cliffs are steep, and rabbits don't always land on their feet. You scoff. So that's your method. No, it's a hypothetical situation. You ever heard of those? Or do I need to explain that to you too? Your grip on the device tightens, thumb held over the button where he can see it. Why stop short of a full confession? You must be aching to boast of all the rabbits you've led to die. The wolf smirks but says nothing. Pressed down hard, he grits his teeth to endure the shock, but otherwise remains still. He won't give you the satisfaction. Answer me, wolf. He leans his head back, looking down on you. That's the difference between you and me, Senbei. You think murder's something to brag about. You think killing in itself is the reward. In a burst of violence, you kick the folding chair across the room. The wolf barely flinches. Confess to your crimes! You're livid now. He's driven you to the edge. Oh, I'm never gonna tell you what you want to hear. You'll have to kill me first. You slam your thumb on the switch, but this time you don't let go. The wolf howls in agony as you compose yourself and stride calmly out of the room. His screams echo up the stairway when you open the heavy steel door, and then quiet when it shuts, as if he wasn't even there. You keep the button held down until you fall asleep that night. Loser. Osmanthus arrives the next morning. How long did you leave it on? I must have forgotten to switch it off. Can't tell him you let your emotions get the better of you. This wolf is a criminal, you wanted to make him suffer. Without the collar, though, you lose a convenient tool for controlling him. I'll need you to cast another. Fuck no, he needs some goddamn medical attention. Osmanthus seems to be in a panic. You feel his reaction is unwarranted. It's not as if this particular wolf would die so easily. Hey, can you speak? Timber is silent as expected. He hasn't said a word since last night. Is that when you did this to him? He pushed me. Hell of a push. You were so close. He said last night that it was his confession, pushing the boundaries of plausible deniability as far as they go. There's nothing plausible about this, it's absolute. Timber is a murderer. He chases rabbits to their deaths, and the wolves feast on their corpses. How does he look old to you? No offense, but there isn't enough detail in these characters for me to ever assume they're old. This is what he was doing when he pursued Osmanthus 3 days prior. He must give chase to anyone who enters his territory. The rate of missing rabbits has been more or less consistent. He has been doing this for years. If you don't find proof, he will not be stopped. He is a figure that will inspire terror in the hearts of rabbits all over the world. When this is widely known, he will become a symbol of fear. He's perfect. He's exactly what you were looking for when you set out to capture a wolf. You step back to reality once you realize what Osmanthus is doing. You're healing him? Just some first aid. He can't walk out of here looking like this, can he? He's got the slutty eyelashes, though. That's like what people always say they like a lot. No, he can't. I'm not through with him yet. Too fucking bad. Your time's up, Senbei. I'm guessing you couldn't get your proof. If he wouldn't confess to anything before, why do you think he'd talk now? Oh, that's right. He'll need to be bribed. I'll pay you double for a second round. Osmanthus holds your gaze for a moment. I'll think about it. Now could you shut up for a second? He's so easy to control. It's almost comical. Truly a man with no principles. Osmanthus tends to the wolf's wounds, wiping up the majority of the blood. His shirt will be another issue. You suppose it falls on you to wash it? That is, if Osmanthus is still concerned with appearances by the end of this. You would hope to gain any evidence you needed within a day or two, but thanks to this development, you're certain it won't be much longer. The wolf's spirit is broken. You're not even sure he's listening right now. Osmanthus finishes up, then approaches you with a scowl. Senbei, I'm looking to solve murders, not become implicated in one. If you end up killing this guy, my ass is on the line, so take better care of him, will ya? I understand. 3 more days, then. I appreciate it. As expected, he easily accepted your bribe. Now you can think about how to... Hey. So he was paying attention. That's not what you said. Look of despair on his face is exhilarating. That's not what you fucking said. See, he can still talk. So he can. Can you fucking count? You said 3 days. You can't just add 3 more. Unfortunately for you, I just did. Wonderful. His spirit isn't so broken after all. The game continues. You can't let him do this. Fucking free me. Hey, the shot collar's busted, and he's not getting a new one. Count your blessings. Osmanthus waves dismissively as he heads out the door. The wolf howls and coughs and cries out in pain, sobs. You wish you could stay and watch, but you have a bribe to pay. Bye. See you later, Ares. You follow Osmanthus out to make sure you let him know how much you appreciate the extension. Oof. What's this timeline, bro? And there's still another route, too, by the way. Holy fuck, bro. Question. Now that he's explained his methods, there are so many things to ask. When you re-enter the basement, you get right into it. How do you retrieve the corpses? Carrying them back up the mountain must be quite difficult. They would be well preserved in such low temperature. Do you leave them there for days at a time? Are you acting alone, or is the rest of your pack in on it? Is it a well-kept secret in Glaze? Are there wolf children you're feeding these corpses to? You won't respond, so you continue down your mental list of questions. Do you prepare the meat yourself? Is that why you learned to cook? Is there a particular reason you're most active during winter? Is it the food scarcity? Are there really so many wolves to feed that you can't do it without victimizing rabbits? What do you do for the rest of the year? What foods does your pack normally subsist on? And must you really resort to murder? When was your first? How old were you? How old were you? The first time you took someone's life. How old are you now? And why not leave Mount Sorbet altogether if the resources to sustain your pack are so insufficient? Why go through all this trouble? His silence frustrates you. You step out of the room for a cup of tea. Crime must always be punished. Seems he hasn't moved an inch. Usually when you enter the room, you'd find him stretching his limbs, kicking his feet about, or otherwise curled up in some strange position. Many I also want answers to. My best guess is, the food, if he can't take the body up the mountain, then he just leaves it and remembers where it is by scent, because it will stay frozen and it'll be good to go. But he already is strong enough. We already know from the first route that he is strong enough to carry a dead rabbit all the way back up to his village. He is. We know exactly that the children don't know that they're eating human meat. Only the adults do. Only the adults know. We already know this. And we also know that, yes, he cooks the food so that they won't know what they're eating. Nobody else cooks because he is the cook. So he is lifeless? No. Dormant. Sorry, I was also drinking water while explaining. He's acting this way on purpose. He thinks he can make you feel pity, but he's wrong. What pity would you have for a murderer? No one in their right mind would pity a predator who's taken so many innocent lives. If he wants to be released so badly, then... Timber. His ears twitch. What will it take for you to give me proof? You approach, then kneel before him. You do understand that you will be freed as soon as I have a single shred of concrete evidence to work with, yet... Yes? He looks away. Why they don't move? Oh, easy. They talked about it. The mom talked about it. It's out of pride. The mom talked about this in the route with the mom, Tundra. It's a matter of pride. This is their mountain. This is where they were raised. This is where their generations of their family have been raised. It is quite literally their land that the rabbits have encroached on and stolen from them, essentially, and killed them over. Some of them have moved away, as we heard that Tundra had a fight with someone who wanted to leave, and they did leave eventually. That's what the other game, the treat is called, the other game. Pride over wolves dying. It's pride over defending, like staying where you belong, like standing your ground. Yes, it sounds stupid, but I understand completely why some would do it. Plus, their life would not be the same, right? You gotta understand that living on the mountain for them is also their way of life. They do not, and they've already mentioned it, they do not want to live in the city or even a town with others. And as we've seen, there's a lot of racism to wolves in the towns and the cities. So it's not like life would be exactly much better in those areas. And as you can see from the corrupt cop, they'd probably be very quick to be blamed for crimes. So Mountain living is best. Why don't they move to another mountain? Why should they? This is their mountain, I guess, is the best way to put it. This wolf. You lay your hands on him and force him to look at you. He recoils at your touch. You could feel his vein pulsing just beneath the skin. He's afraid of you. It's also hatred towards rabbits. Well, they do have a hatred. Maybe I think he definitely does enjoy when a rabbit dies. He definitely enjoys that very much so. But, you know, other packs might be actually planning on doing raids against the rabbits and things like that. So it's hard to say. Magic, by the way, seems to be the big denominator in this whole situation. The wolves don't have magic people on their side. It's as simple as that. The witches or anybody probably are not willing to help the wolves out. And the wolves don't stand a fucking chance to magic in this world, because magic seems pretty fucking OP in this world, if I'm being honest. So yeah, it's as simple as that. As he should be. But still, he won't say a word. Even as you hold him here like this. There's still plenty of time. You release your grip and step out of the room once more. Crime must always be punished. You sit a comfortable distance from the wolf in your usual seat. Except he does not make his usual remarks as you enter, and you do not hear his usual complaints. You came prepared with your usual questions, but when you saw him in his pathetic state, you knew you wouldn't be getting anything from him this time either. So instead you began talking about yourself. During our time together, I've heard many theories from you on why I am the way I am. You were trying to discern it before, the reason I decided to target wolves. I'll tell you the reason. I'd simply like for you all to be exterminated. There isn't any deeper meaning behind it. The world would be improved with fewer predators running about. That improvement in itself is my goal. Yeah, so when he says the world, he does not mean the world. He just means rabbit kind. He says nothing. Or prey kind, I guess. Even to that, he has nothing to say. I've paid quite a bit of money to keep you here. The least you could do is respond. Still no reaction. How very boring. You'll leave him for the day. Yo, Senbei's an idiot, by the way. It seems you've pushed the wolf too far. He's going to continue being unresponsive to you unless you do something to shock him out of it. You release his bonds. Can you stand? He stares at the floor. When you pull him up by the arm, you're surprised by how light he is. Oh, that's right, you've been neglecting to feed him. He stays on his feet without your support, but his gaze is still fixed on the door. You lead him to the door to the shower room, then give him a light shove. He stumbles through the doorway. Leave your clothes in that basket. Why? The wolf's voice comes out as a hoarse whisper. I'm going to wash them for you. Timber looks around the room, seemingly unable to process your instructions. You do know how to use a shower, yes. Go on. Why are you doing this? Because your smell disgusts me. Wash yourself. You lean against the wall, looking away from him. Once his clothes are in the basket, you take it and exit the room. You don't notice it because you're preoccupied with laundry, but the wolf cries out from the place where you left him. Third time in my life I get to use a shower, and it's like this. Oh, is it cold? Droplets fall from his eyes. He has to ruin this for me, too. Oh, is it just burning on his neck? The water hits the sobbing wolf, indifferent to his suffering. You hear none of it, thanks to the thick walls of your home and the sound of running water. Even if you were to overhear it, you couldn't comprehend it, because it would be silly for a dangerous predator to cry over something as simple as getting to take a shower. Because it doesn't fit your narrative. Peeps need water? Oh, he did get a glass of water, and he did get 2 bites of chicken. But because you're not there, he's free to express these emotions, or gain a shred of resolve. I do think crying in front of Senbei might help him in this situation, without the collar now. You might get punched and beat up for it, but I still think it would be helpful. But it's not about that now. You stand by the door after returning the wolf's clothing, because this really is the only way to get back at Senbei. You're at a loss as to how to proceed. The wolf hasn't responded to your questions or provocations. He won't respond to further violence. With a stalemate hold until Osmanthus returns, is that exactly what he's counting on? As much as Timber's attitude deeply annoys you, it's confusing trying to face him without it. A tennis match where the opponent has left the court, any point scored offers no sense of victory. It isn't any fun at all. Because you're a fucking sadist. Timber emerges from the shower room. He doesn't even so much as look at you before returning to his seat. Even when you stare expectantly, he gives you nothing. How long do you intend to hold this silence? Fuck you. Throat hurts. It's an improvement. You shackle his wrists to the machine and leave the room. You have no other option, really. Feed. Something easy on the throat. You heat up a can of chicken noodle soup. Since it isn't your cooking, he can't complain about the taste. You even release both wrists from their restraints so he can eat however he likes. You lock the door behind you anyway, though you aren't sure it was necessary. He hasn't attempted to escape a single time since he's got you in here. Perhaps he's all too aware how fruitless that effort would be. The soup sits on the bench in front of him, untouched. It's cooling. You aren't going to talk, are you? He's still ignoring you. Is there someone in particular you mean to protect? We can negotiate a deal in which you are not the only wolf to come out of this with immunity. You know, you lean forward in your seat. I've heard from other people. You're supposed to feel a certain way when you're hungry. That's how you know when to eat, like your body's supposed to tell you. He takes a spoonful of soup and blows it softly. Steam continues to rise from the bowl. Hunger cues. Yeah, sounds right. I don't get those. He takes a bite, then returns the soup to the bowl, lightly stirring its contents. Were you hoping for my sympathy? Dumbass question. It takes him a while, but he finishes the bowl down to the last drop. When you take the dishes upstairs, you drop them in the trash. Dude, he's such an idiot, bro. He's just a racist. He's going to get away with it. Perhaps there isn't even any proof he could provide you. He singles out individual rabbits. There are no witnesses. The pack consumes the remains. Does he grind the bones to dust and sprinkle them into the snow? What about their clothes, their personal effects stolen, sold? 27 confirmed disappearances. The death toll could be higher. You aren't willing to concede that any of those deaths were accidents. It would weaken your case. If there was just one straightforward, clear-cut victim, someone he couldn't deny, then he'd have no choice but to admit to. The problem vexes you. But you have no more time for questions tonight. Your father has returned from his business trip. Brickzo! Yo, he bricked up! Senbei, my boy, how have you been this past... Well, how well have you been this past week? Well, indeed, father. Staying out of trouble, I hope. I love his dad. He's bricked up, bro. I'm the father of a sadistic, torturing idiot. Yes, of course. Your mother tells me you've been in a bit of a mood the past couple days. Perhaps getting out of the house for some fresh air and sunshine would do you well. We could go on a family outing tomorrow. Well, just us men, eh? Your mother has her agoraphobia. I have plans tomorrow. Is that so? Perhaps another day, then. Please do get out of the house when you can. You oughtn't to waste your youth on... What was it that you've been preoccupied with lately? Local history and politics. Certainly hobbies for much older men than yourself. Ho ho! Senbei, as your father, I wish for nothing more than your continued success and happiness. Please do remember to go out into the world and have some fun every now and again. Ho ho ho! Yes, father. Damn, dad does not give one single fuck. Your mother seems to have stressed to him that you have not left the house this week. This is the end, then. No matter how much you might desire to do so, you cannot hold Timber here indefinitely. Touch grass, bro. Get a girlfriend. Stop being a racist, sadistic piece of shit. But when Osmanthus comes this time, you'll have no choice but to relinquish your prisoner. When that happens, this will all have been a waste of time. You mustn't panic, there's still one more day. But you've run out of strategies. All of your attempts at instigation have gone ignored. You toss and turn in your sleep that night. When you wake, you do not feel rested. Huh. Is your throat feeling any better? No. I was hoping you could answer some of my questions today. Just did. About the murders. He won't look at you. He's responding, but he won't engage. If he doesn't engage, you can't get more information out of him. Why did you tell me what you did? You seemed to be thrilled to get to say it. I remember the look on your face. You knew it would get a rise out of me, didn't you? You knew I would punish you, so why say it at all? Don't know what you're talking about. Yes, you do, Timber. Then I don't have an answer for you. Your hands tremble with anger. You grip your knees tightly to stabilize them. If you'd been able to sleep properly, you might have better control over your emotions. But he handed you a near confession, and now he's going to disappear back into the wilderness without consequence. Thinking about that makes you so. You begin to pace about the room. Does my desperation entertain you? You must enjoy driving me mad like this. You get off on it, don't you? You enjoy holding this power over me. You love being the perfect villain, the one who got away. You're like, what the fuck? Admit it. Let this be the one thing you admit today. Admit that you're... Senbei. You pause. Why the fuck would you think I had any power over you? Like I ever had a goddamn choice. Look at that. The perfect villain has made himself the perfect victim. Sitting there looking so small, miserable, wretched. Doesn't he understand that his actions are the reason he is in this position to begin with? Does he truly believe he had no choice in this matter? So far gone, bro. Jesus Christ, it's like listening to someone who's never even seen a colored person talk about them. If you were to approach him now, if you were to touch him, you would certainly strangle him to his dying breath. So instead you go outside. Holy fuck, you finally touch grass, eh? The fresh air and sunshine do nothing to improve your mood. Then again, your father has always been rather clueless about what is necessary for your happiness. It's because you didn't touch grass long enough, bro. Give up. Oh, that's my only option. You place the meal you made on the bench in front of him, along with a tall glass of water. Osmanthus will be returning soon. The wolf stares blankly ahead with deadened eyes, but you don't care that he's refusing to acknowledge you. Eat. We can't have you looking this emaciated when you're released. Obediently, he takes a potato slice. You decide to leave him to his meal. Hey. You stop, then turn back to look at him. The seasoning. Your lower lid twitches involuntarily at the word. It's better than last time. He glares up at you a moment before resuming his meal. I'm pleased to know it is to your liking. Your false smile falls as soon as you turn your head. You can't help but slam the door behind you. Torture route end. Failed to obtain proof of Timber's crimes. You receive the Black Rabbit Key. You unlock the torture epilogue. You can view it from the ending screens. You unlock the 18+ epilogues. You can view them from the ending screen. Oh my god. Wow, we're so lucky, bro. I'm so lucky. I guess I'll read the epilogue to the Captor route first, okay? So we'll read the epilogue to the Captor route first. Jump to the scene, yes. He hasn't come home. It's been 6 days since he left to go scavenging and he hasn't come home. The others have been searching for him. They're worried there must not have been some sort of accident, that he's fallen and hurt himself. But you know better. They can't guess at the type of risks he's been taking, and you won't tell them. It's all you can do to quell their fears and prevent a panic. Your own search tells you that your son was taken unwillingly by some witch. When you followed the usual route, you found two things, signs of a scuffle, and traces of magic on one of the trees. You erased the evidence so that the others wouldn't follow the scent. This is a burden for their leader alone to carry. The place he was taken to is not somewhere wolves can reach. You understand that more than anyone. If the rabbits were to see your face, to see wolves prowling around the edge of their town, it would only incite more violence. He knows not to get too close, but they came for him anyway. They came for him. They have taken him, and there's nothing you can do to retrieve him. So you stand watch at the edge of Glaze, as you usually do, waiting for his silhouette to emerge from the tree line. And tonight, he does. You rush to meet him. Mom. Made it home. He's hurt. Of course he's hurt, considering where he was taken. You're lucky he came back alive. He needs help immediately. You take him inside as quickly as you can, telling the rest of the pack to give you some space. Tell me what happened. Isn't there no doors? You wrap your son in a blanket. You've cleaned the wound. You're preparing the salve. Well, I followed someone. Turned out to be a witch cop. He was investigating the, missing persons stuff. Did they have you do any paperwork? Nah, off the books, he said. You squint. Interesting. I'm going to rub this in. Tell me if it hurts. His shoulders tense as you apply the salve, but he offers no complaint. It's fine. Just tingles. What happened next? They kept me in a basement. Black Rabbit's house. The cop left. It was supposed to be 3 days. Then the rabbit bought 3 more. Bribing the police. They can't solve it officially, so they're skirting the law to try to gain the evidence they need. What did they do to you there? I mean, you're looking at it. Did you answer any of their questions? No. Why did they release you? Because, I don't know. They couldn't hide it if they kept me longer. It was supposed to be 3 days. Yes, you said as much. Why did they extend it? Because the guy's fucking obsessed with me, I don't know. He's getting invasive. Now may not be the best time to press the issue. Put your hands on his shoulders to soothe him. You did well, Timber. His tension doesn't ease. His tail remains still. You know he probably told them something. Hey, Mom. I think we shouldn't scavenge for a while. You take your hands off of him. If they find even a tiny shred of proof. He said he wants to exterminate us. I think it's too dangerous to keep doing this. They're really determined. So maybe we can, figure out something else. What do you think? You stare at him for a moment. Do you want this pack to starve? No. His voice is small and weak. You might think it's cruel. You might come to despise you for this. But you know the reality of your situation. Each winter you are barely getting by, even while scavenging. Each winter you already restrict everyone's diet, even while scavenging. Each winter the pack grows weaker as you're slowly starved to death. You've already seen so many wolves fall to illness wrought by malnutrition. Eating less is not the answer. Eating less means you will all die, so there's no choice but to scavenge. He understands this. He's just desperate for a way out when there is none. Timber, do you see the scar on my face? He doesn't look at you. This is the price we pay for standing up for our way of life. Now you have one too. That's the only thing that's changed. We've always been in danger. I know it may feel more pressing now, but it's always been the same. Do you understand? That's not worth the pride. You're not a real wolf. His trembling stops. Yeah. Good boy. Now let's get you wrapped up. Sag, bro. Holy shit. Captor, epilogue, end. Oof. Okay, if I check the endings. There's some epilogues I can read now. There's still another route. Read epilogue. Okay, let's read the epilogue. No, let's read the 18+ epilogue. Unable to sleep, you head down to the basement. Your prisoner is waiting for you there. He appears to be fast asleep the way he's leaning. His face is tilted ever so slightly up towards you. You look down on him in contemplation. He's insisted the torture thus far has been kink shit. You disagree. You're well aware of your kink, or at least you assumed it has only been the one, to copulate while in beast form. That isn't something you're interested in doing with this wolf, or any wolf for that matter, and so you disagreed with his assessment. There was, and is, no sexual element to your torture. But if you broaden your definition of desirable sex to include the act between humanoid forms, then perhaps, just perhaps, that is what has been keeping you awake. He had been kept insisting this after all, unable to see from his perspective. Your mind continued to twist the argument until it fell into a shape you could understand. He is here, with his head tilted up towards you, expecting something. And you, with the insatiable curiosity, will be unable to rest until you confirm these thoughts by acting on them. Ugh. Because he is asleep, this is the opportune time to test your theory without preface, or argument. You lean down. Ugh. His breathing is soft, his body is still, and he will not resist your advance. In this collar, he is yours, and he has been expecting this to happen. So you don't hesitate when you press your lips to his, you act and you evaluate your body's reaction, and you've determined this could work. You pull away, but not far. The wolf's eyes remain closed. Now what? You've just confirmed it for yourself. You hadn't expected this result, and so you had yet to formulate the next course of action. Why hadn't you expected it, though? This wolf has been right about so many things. He's perceptive and cunning. He may have been even purposefully influenced you into feeling this way, into trying this out. No, that's exactly what he's done. Because in this scenario where you want to have sex with him, he wins, he has power over you. The wolf smirks. He was awake. He's been awake. You step back in surprise. You've been caught. You'll need to explain yourself. How can you possibly explain this away? The only option is to admit it. There's no other reason for you to have kissed him in his sleep. He knows exactly why you've done it, because he'd planned for you to do this all along. As your mind races, the wolf says two simple words. Told ya. A rush of emotions flood through you. His condescending look, the look he always has even while you stand over him, even when he's the one in chains. That maddening look that makes you want to dominate him, that makes you want to put him in this place, to crush him by any means necessary. And then build back up so that he can look at you that way again. Need to ask for consent? This is harassment? No, Cat. So this is not sexual harassment. This is sexual assault. No, Cat. So, no, he just straight up assaulted them. He's trapped you in his vicious cycle, and he knows it. He's getting off on this. And now, what? Can't think of anything to say for yourself, trying to come up with an excuse for experimenting on me like that. I'm all chained up, rabbit. You could do anything you want to me, and no one would stop you. So either go back to being repressed as shit, or fuck me like I know you want to. Your choice. He's won, but at the same time, he's just invited you to do whatever you want to him. You can still turn this around. Steeling yourself, you close the distance between the two of you. As you close in, his expression turns from confident to wide-eyed and tense as he realizes what's about to happen. The wolf tries kicking at your legs. Hey, I wasn't serious. Don't actually fuck me. As you kiss him, he struggles against you less and less. Soon he's relaxing into your touch and even reciprocating your passion. You pull back to catch your breath. His expression strikes you, a mix of fear and lust. It isn't just you, is it? Something new to confirm. You undo his belt. He protests weakly, but the body doesn't lie. He's rock hard! Oh no! Just like you! Ah! Don't draw this out. His words come between panting breaths, this lustful wolf begging a rabbit for release. Pathetic. Adorable. You can't keep your lips off of his. It's morning! Oh my god, life sentence. Nah, I'm just gonna kill this guy. You wake up to messy sheets. When was the last time you had such a vivid dream, and with that sort of subject matter? You hadn't noticed you had been carrying so much pent-up sexual energy. This may have been prevented if you had paid more attention to your body. But the fact that it was with Timber, you decide not to pursue the thought. You'd be happy to forget about it, the same as any other dream. It's time for your morning routine. You get out of bed, and you don't let this consume you for the rest of the day. It was all a dream. 18 plus torture epilogue, end. I see. Regular epilogue. It's been quiet in Glaze. Everyone was relieved when Timber came back, but the somber mood has kind of stuck around ever since then. He's been staying in bed a lot lately. He won't really talk to anyone either. You think only Tundra knows what actually happened to him, and all she says is not to worry about it. I mean, we already knew that guy was fucked up. That's why you'd be giving him space, but you miss your friend. You end up walking by Timber's house again, so this time you poke your head in. You wonder if you can get him to come outside today. Timber. What? He's awake. Definitely cranky, but at least he's awake. Ember made a snowboard. He's doing tricks for everyone. Want to come see? Not right now. A little less cranky. He seems really tired. You sure? Yeah. Hey, tell him not to hurt himself. Okay, see ya. Timber is pissing you off, as always. You don't know why he came back injured, but he's being a baby about it. He's been in bed for 2 weeks. Enough is enough. You have to say something. Are you going to stay there for the rest of your life, or what? Leave me alone. No, you're being pathetic. How long do you plan to sit there licking your wounds? I'm not. Couldn't even do that if I wanted to. It's an expression, stupid. He was lying there like an idiot. He thinks he can just ignore you now. You hate seeing him out like this. You have to say something to snap him out of it. If you won't get up, should I come to bed with you? What? I thought you were through with me. Well, if he wakes you up, I'd do it. I'm not in the mood. Really? That's funny. Did your dick get injured too? Oh, you feel really sorry for saying that if it had. Let's have a look then, huh? Go ahead and approve it. Seriously, Crystal, I'm not gonna have sex with you. Fine, your loss. Yep, thanks for worrying about me. Yeah, that was the worst way to try to get someone to be normal again. What the fuck? You always argue and then he's nice, and then you argue and then he's nice. Seems like you've got a bit of a reaction from him anyway. Maybe you'll go back to normal soon. With a small huff, you finally turn and walk out the door, but I guess normalcy's not bad. Pine. Hello, Pine. For the past few weeks, it's been your job to cook for everyone. You aren't the best at it, but you're good with your hands. That's why everyone voted for you. Trying, but they still complain that your cooking wasn't as good as Timber's. You feel like you let everyone down. That's why it's such a relief that he came to help you prepare lunch today. You gotta cut the potatoes more evenly. That's why some of them were coming out undercooked. They're all oblong. How am I supposed to make it come out even? Chop off the tip, then set it up right like this. You watch as Timber cuts the potato down the center, then into sticks, then cubes. That's way easier than how I was doing it. How were you doing it? You grab a potato and cut it into chunky discs, the opposite way from what Timber showed you. By the way, as cool as Timber does this, it's still gonna be fucked up, because guess what? What are you gonna do, throw out the ends? Fuck that shit. You're gonna eat that shit. Don't throw out the ends of the potato. Grab a potato and cut it into chunky discs, the opposite way from what Timber showed you. As long as they're around the same size, they'll cook the same rate, okay? That's what matters. No wonder. Are you cooking these one by one like that? Yeah, it takes forever. How'd you do yours so fast? For starters, you're holding a knife all wrong. Let me show ya. It's good to see him laughing again. If all the cooking would have been up to you from now on, this pack would be in trouble. What next? Onions. When you look over, he's already started on them. You can go ahead and heat up the skillet. Bro, peel your onion. Am I helping you or are you helping me? Equal shares. Don't worry about it. Give him a nod and follow instructions. He's the leader after all. Sniff. You okay, boss? Strong onions. That's all. Yeah, maybe I'll go lie down, back down. You barely started. Don't run off now. Not like you can do this without me. It's just a skillet. I think the rest of the pack's gonna have something to say about that. In the end, you convince him to stay and cook with you. I don't think he cried because of the onions. As someone who cooks onions all the time, I think he was happy. And for the first time in a few weeks, lunch was really, really delicious. Skillet. Cook for longer if unsure because potato forgiving and stew. I mean, he's pretty forgiving in a skillet. You just... Torture epilogue end. Okay, so what do we have left? There's like an 18+ epilogue, but I'm gonna... I guess... When is the Black Rabbit route start? No. Load? Timeline? Start Black Rabbit route. The Black Rabbit. Wait, does Senbei go back out in the woods? Exactly the man I'd hoped. Timber freezes as soon as he hears your voice. You've been coming out here night after night, waiting to be hunted by him, and tonight it's finally happened. Before you can get to your feet, he's taken off in a full sprint. Not even a hello, it's been so long. You call after him, but he doesn't respond. It's fine. You're very used to getting the silent treatment from him. Once he hears what you have to say, you're sure he'll answer you. You'll just have to catch him first. Where will your pursuit take you? Bro, why would you not just... I mean, I know... I mean, I get that. But you should just get Senbei killed by accident and let them find him. Like, literally, you should just lead him off a cliff. Like, lead Senbei off a cliff or some shit like that and just leave him there. That'd be the best way to end this. Okay. Saving. The trees. You follow Timber into a heavily wooded area. He thinks he can hide himself amidst the trees, but he's wrong. Oh, is this supposed to be like a complete reverse of the first chapter? As a prey animal, you have a keen eye for spotting distant movement. With each tree, he dashes behind to try to put distance between you. You step ever closer in his direction. Senbei's just some horny fuck, bro. Aren't you curious what I've been up to this past year? I haven't stopped thinking of you, Timber. You speak loudly, initiating yet another one-sided conversation. Every little detail of our time together. I've pored over it all in case I'd overlooked any important clues. And it turns out I had. Your voice gives him a clear idea of your position, pressuring forward. You walk slowly, giving him room to breathe. You problem to take in your words as carefully as you'd taken in his. The lighter you were carrying. I didn't think much of it at the time, but the more I considered it, the more it stood out to me. It was the stolen one! Where would a wolf get their paws on something like that? It was either traded for or stolen. The tree sways lightly, sprinkling bits of snow to the ground as he pushes off of it to scramble behind the next one. I can't imagine you bartering away what little you have on modern conveniences like that when you're in such desperate need for food. Oh, whoops. Of course, it's entirely possible that lighter was only a lost item, something you picked up from a forgetful hiker's former campsite. Or stolen. But it gave me the idea to speak to one of the witches you regularly trade with, just to confirm. Let's remember, shall we? Think back. Not good. Thank you for meeting with me on such short notice. Oh, it's no problem. Senbei, right? I'm Plum. Man, Plum really fucking with us. Plum, what the fuck, bro? Plum, what the fuck? You sold us out. I'ma kill you. Shake his hand and each take a seat at the table. Your coffee has already gone cold. How can you call yourself a friend of the wolves when you don't even know the rabbits hate them? It's a pleasure to meet you, Plum. Shall I order you a cup of tea? That's okay. I actually can't stay for too long. I made plans to visit a new client in Neopeta. When you asked about around the trade guild in search of a witch who regularly does business with wolves, this was the name you were given. An unassuming man who began working as a merchant 5 or 6 years ago. It seems his clientele is made up of predators all over the world. So, what was he wanted to ask me about? I'd like you to tell me about the wolves you've been trading with on Mount Sorbet. He blinks once before answering. Sure, what do you want to know? Are you aware of the long history of disappearing rabbits on that mountain? Disappearing rabbits? I know people go missing sometimes, but considering the environment, it isn't as extreme as you might think. I'm actually a resident there. I've been looking into it, and I have reason to believe these rabbits are not victims of unfortunate accidents, but victims of predation. So are you like a detective? Concerned citizen, I'm seeking justice for the families of those who've lost their loved ones. I need to know if the wolves have ever traded you anything you thought was strange for them to have, the sorts of objects you could reasonably believe to be stolen. The witch's demeanor shifts. Are you saying I'm trading stolen goods? That's kind of a serious accusation. I'm not accusing you of anything. You were simply unaware. Swindled, you could say. Nothing they've traded me over the years has been stolen. Can you say that with 100% certainty? Yes, I can. He is, of course, sympathetic to the wolves he's doing business with. You expected as much. He takes out a pink notebook. That's the pink notebook the rabbit dropped, I'm pretty sure. I can show you my ledger. I keep a oh wait, was it the witch that dropped it when we played the witch that dropped the pink notebook? I kept detailed records of the past 5 years of my dealings with Glaze. He places it in front of you on the table, and you pick it up lightly, thumbing through. Wolves have sensitive noses. They're very good at sniffing out magical flora, the type that would take a witch unfamiliar with the area twice as long to track down. Was it? I feel like I guess it was food and like some random shit, but I think the lighter was definitely one of the things that the rabbit dropped in the original part. Such plants have various applications in medicine, potion making, and alchemy. Those are the sorts of things I trade them food for. I don't think you can call these wild plants stolen goods. It was rabbit when we were in the tree. I know. And we did drop food. I know that much. I'm pretty sure we dropped the lighter. I'm pretty sure, but I thought the notebook was one of them. The journal, because I remember the wolf saying that, but maybe it was also the human that, like the witch that dropped it too. They dropped the pink one especially. It's kind of been a day and a long time, so game's decently long. Okay, that's why I'm confident our dealings are entirely above board. You review the contents of his notebook. He seems to be telling the truth, although you're unfamiliar with many of the item names listed. Would you mind if I borrowed this to confirm it for myself? I'd mind that very much. I need to hold on to my ledger in order to do my job. Could I trouble you for a copy, then? Please take it up with the guild if you have suspicions about the legitimacy of my trades. They'd be happy to investigate for you. He gathers his things and moves to leave. I can pay. No thanks. I don't involve myself in shady dealings. Thanks for understanding. The witch walks away before you can say anything else. Another dead end. No, this was a valuable conversation. Even without access to those records, his reaction told you everything you needed to know. Yikes. Your steps hasten. You can't mask the fervor in your voice. Do you want to know what I believe? After meeting that man, I'm sure that your trade partners are all in on it. What better way to dispose of evidence than by trading it all away? Closing in on him, he's tantalizingly close. Your only mistake was holding onto that lighter as one of your trophies. Did you know that there are spells that can trace the history of objects? It's possible we could identify its original owner. What other sorts of things have you kept over the years? How many of those will connect you to your victims? The trees grow sparse the further you advance. Soon Timber is out of places to hide. He rushes back into the open snowfields ahead of you. You can hear his panicked breaths as he flees. Was the lighter? I know that the rabbit dropped food, like 100%, like dropped the fucking granola bar. The chase continues. I guess we'll go to the caves. Obsessed much? Yeah, real. Timber's light coat stands in stark contrast to the dark walls of the cave he just dipped into. He hopes to lose you in the darkness, but that won't be possible. You remember the caves in this area well. Stand at the narrow entrance, watching as he disappears behind a large boulder. Call out to him again. This cavern has no other exits, Timber. You're hoping to draw me in and slip past me, but I'm well aware of the layout. Done much to prepare for this confrontation. He's underestimating you, looking down on you again. But this is at least a good opportunity to inform him of your important discovery. Do you remember when we were discussing what you did with the bodies, helping me brainstorm, as you put it? Your voice echoes off the cavern wall, so you make sure to speak slowly and enunciate your words. I have to thank you for that, considering your available options made it easier to look into the tools I needed to search for the remains of your victims. Did you know there's a type of magic that can detect the presence of bones? It's used quite often in missing persons cases. Wow, why were they not doing this earlier? You listen for any kind of movement, but Timber is stubbornly silent. Imagine he's sweating from his hiding place. After learning about that, I requested Agent Osmanthus' assistance, then brought him to a cave much like this one. Would you like to know what we found? Let's remember, shall we? Well, we haven't been grinding them up, have we? It's early, much earlier than Agent Osmanthus would prefer, but your work must continue. Or are they actually in the lake? That'd be fucked up. He stopped to check. That'd be so stupid of Timber if he actually told them they put them in the lake, bro. I'd be so upset with him. Stop to check the map, then turn back to your companion. He's dragging his feet behind you. We should see it just up ahead. Today could be the day, Osmanthus. Where's your enthusiasm? In case it wasn't crystal fucking clear, I'm not eager to be involved in your bullshit again. You think there's nothing to be found? I think your hobby's getting a little out of hand. How much of your allowance have you spent on this by now? You disregard his condescension and step inside the next cave. Oh. Light, please. Osmanthus rolls his eyes and tosses a small orb up to the cavern ceiling, illuminating the way forward. I was invited to go spelunking, and so spelunk I shall. Yeah, cave number 12. You sure you ain't reading too much into whatever he said? Unless we are thorough, the case will remain unsolved. Osmanthus tosses a second orb ahead of you, further lighting the way. There's no we. I'm just the tech guy. Keep that in mind. The witch guy. As you proceed into the cavern, the charm in his hand suddenly stirs to life. This means it's detected something. Hang on, could just be calcium in the rocks. You follow Osmanthus' lead as he holds the charm in front of him like a pendulum. The pull towards its target grows stronger as you move forward. It's definitely found something. Unfortunately, you're led to a small passageway neither of you could reasonably fit through. The charm begs to proceed further, but Osmanthus holds it back. Something's down there. Rock's a bit slick. We're near a lake. It's quite possibly flooded beyond this point. I'll send a scout. Why does it look like a flying dick? He pulls out yet another charm from his pocket, a small dragonfly-shaped crystal which rises into the air, glowing in soft orange. I'm charging double for this one. These guys are really expensive. I'll pay you triple if it finds what I'm expecting to find. The charm drifts down through the passage, taking the orange glow with it. He waited with bated breath. Turns after an achingly long moment, dropping itself back into Osmanthus' hand. The glow dulls as he holds it up to take in whatever it saw. Can't get a read on his expression. Finally, he holds the crystal out, offering it to you. Here. Fair warning, this ain't a pretty picture. Oh, is it all the... When you peer into the facets of the gem, you see the frozen corpse of what appears to be a dark rabbit. A bit shaken, you hand this new evidence back to him. It's well preserved. Yeah, nothing could get to it. Osmanthus continues gazing into the crystal. Can't see anything else down there. No backpacks, tools. Removed during the chase. Clearly the victim passed through here out of sheer desperation. Don't start theorizing too soon. There's still no guarantee your wolf was involved. But it's a body, as Timber said. Not a pile of bones, but a body nonetheless. I'll call it in. would you still prefer to forego credit for this discovery? Osmanthus rises to his feet, motioning for you to follow. It takes you a moment to calm your trembling limbs. Progress. Like I said, they could be leaving the bodies in their death states. Frozen, obviously, because they're perfectly good until they need them. The coroner ruled it an accidental death, but I know the truth. That rabbit was yours, wasn't it? Must have been so frustrating to successfully complete a kill, and yet be unable to obtain its meat. Tell me, how did you feel? Are you going to deny your involvement with this suspicious death as well? Your grand revelation is met with silence, irritating, vexing silence. He's like, damn, there was a meal down there? Tired of waiting for him to emerge on his own, you proceed further into the cave to where the boulder you saw him disappear behind. But I have a feeling it doesn't matter. We already know that they already force rabbits into death. We were able to identify that rabbit. Chat was the name! No! Chat, you're dead! But I'm sure you don't bother to ask your prey for that kind of information. Is this the first you've heard of it? As you approach, you spot a bit of gray fur giving off a faint shine in the low light. His tail. You can't hide from. It isn't his tail, but a lock of hair. You pick it up, then quickly turn to look behind you. Timber's retreated form is silhouetted against the night sky. He's evaded you once again. You pocket the gift he left to you, then bolted out to the cave after him. He is obsessed, bro. The chase continues. Okay, to the cliffs. You pursue Timber up the sloping hills of the mountain. The incline slows the both of you down, but you're certain your endurance will outlast his. Cliffs here are the steepest in the area. He's led you here on purpose. When he reaches the edge, he finally slows to a stop, chest heaving from overexertion. Ha ha ha. You've given me quite the workout tonight, Senbei. He laughs, but there's an underlying cadence of fear in his voice. He knows he's cornered. What will you do, What will you do, Timber? Turn yourself in. Your words come between heavy pants as well. You feel as if you've been sprinting for the past hour. Perhaps you were. You steady your breathing, then take another step towards him. As soon as you do, he brandishes a small knife with piercing blue casing. Don't fucking come any closer. His tone changes in an instant from his usual endearing charm to a low growl. Feeling threatened? You didn't answer my question. You hold your position, and after a moment, he lowers the knife slightly. I still haven't heard any proof from ya. His hand is unsteady and trembling. Some uneaten rabbit you found in the cave. What's that got to do with me, huh? Thought the point was to prove I'm out here eating rabbits. You've still got fucking nothing that says anything like that. He dismisses you again and again, but he can't keep you at bay forever. He's right to call you relentless. It's true, I didn't come out here with the proof I need to convince anyone of your true nature. Then why fucking bother with all of this? He's in love with you. He throws his arms out, completely exasperated. Next, are you gonna say I'm guilty because I ran when I saw you from the guy who fucking tortured the shit out of me? You smile at him, his grin falters. I may be without proof at the moment, but you're going to give it to me. You step a close. Oh, wait, the knife, right? The blue knife? Oh, that was whose was the knife? Whose knife was this? Was this the dog's? This is the dog's, right? So I guess the dog route is not canon. Maybe we just kept the knife. Maybe he just keeps the knife. Take a step closer. He steps back, but he has far less room to retreat. What? The lighter you were going on about? Sorry, don't have it on me. Yeah, it was the dog's. He turns his pockets inside out to demonstrate his innocence, but that wasn't what you meant. Please, I'm sure you tossed it as soon as I brought it up. That isn't what I'm going to get from you tonight. He raises the knife again, giving you an incredulous look. What you're seeking is more abstract. His love. It was the dog's, the one that was mortared by Tundra. Yeah, because you pull a knife. The fuck do you want then? I don't have anything. Told you I'm not a fucking murderer. Let's drop the pretense, shall we? Whatever you may call yourself, your actions have led to the deaths of many, many rabbits. So why don't you show me your killing intent? I want to see it firsthand. What? A rabbit stands before you, fresh meat, and here we are in such a high up place. Aren't these the perfect conditions to create one of your accidents? Go on then. The wolf nearly chokes with laughter. Hang on, let me get this straight. You came out here thinking that you could get me to try and kill you. That's the best you could come up with, genius. My mistake the first time around was sending someone else to be hunted in my place. I'm here now in front of you, Timber. There are no witnesses. If you're able to kill me, the one man convinced of your guilt in these cases will be gone. In other words, should you succeed, your problems will be solved. Wouldn't that be so convenient for you? You're so fucked up. He collapses himself and speaks in a calm and serious voice. I said it before. Even if I was a murderer, I wouldn't kill you. Go home, Senbei. Take a step forward again, but this time he stands his ground. You came out hunting tonight. That must mean your pack is running low on food again. Wouldn't it be nice, getting to serve the flesh of the man you hate the most to your loved ones, to sustain the wolves at my expense? He's probably got like a spell on him that like tracks his body or something. Or like the cop knows to like go looking for his body if he doesn't come back. Nah, not doing it. I can't win against you. Please tell me this doesn't end with Timber dying. That'd be more fucked up than anything else. If this ends with Timber dying, I'll be so salty. It probably does, though. Spoilers? I hope not. I feel like saying it out loud means it won't happen, right? I can't be right. I'm just too stupid. He folds the knife into its casing and slips it into his back pocket. You hold your arms out, leaving yourself completely open for him. I'm telling you that you can. Try and you might very well succeed. I'm not gonna do what you want. Do us both a favor and forget about me, alright? He moves to walk past you, but you won't allow it. You lay your hands on his shoulders, you feel his entire body tense under your touch. You have to try to kill me. This guy never takes no for an answer. He mutters to himself, but the attempt to play this off with humor only infuriates you more. I'm laying my life before you on a silver platter, and you decide to walk away? Okay, you need a reason? It's because I'm not fucking stupid. You probably bought some kind of insurance, a magic charm that'll keep you from dying. You believe such a thing exists? If not that, then a way to ensure someone knows you got killed. I'm just not convinced you'd really die for this. Oh, why not? Because then you wouldn't get to see the look on my face when they lock me up and throw away the key. Touché. See, the whole thing was a stupid fucking idea. He really isn't going to do it. Your hands remain on his shoulders. You don't want to let go. Want to know what the saddest part is? Oh, Timber, you're gonna get killed. You're getting yourself killed. You meet his gaze. You couldn't do any of this with your own power. You're still just relying on others' magic. Same as always. Best you can do is beg me to kill you. Couldn't even do that on your own. Timber is not smart. I'm going to say this. This is the second time I think I've said this. Timber is not smart. He's smarter than he thinks he is. That's quite enough. You worry. We already knew he's like buff as shit, Senbei, dude. I really hope boyfriend dog comes to kill him. You had worried before about what you would do if you were to lay your hands on him. What you didn't know is that it would feel this good. This man, this infuriating man. He clutches at your hand. He can't tear it away from his throat. Maybe it is time I stop relying on magic. You dig into his back pocket and pull out the knife. I've been wondering, where exactly did you get this, Timber? You didn't carry any weapons before. Another one of your trophies, perhaps. He struggles against your grip. His boots strike at your shins, but the blows are weak and ineffective. Careful, you wouldn't want to fall from this height. Wolves don't always land on their feet, isn't that right? All at once, his body goes limp. He looks down on you with that all-too-familiar condescending grin, although maybe he doesn't mind. Maybe he doesn't really mind. His life is kind of shit. Why? What could he possibly have to laugh about? He's mocking you even as you hold his very life in your hands. You're going to do it. You're going to disembowel him with his own pocket knife. You're going to flay him slowly so that he feels every painful incision. You'll leave him within an inch of his life, make him suffer as he bleeds to death. Then he'll see who's begging to be killed by whom. Then he'll finally admit. In one swift motion... Oh, what's he doing? He raises both legs and kicks you square in the torso, which causes you to release your grip on his throat. Oh, there's a leg. Still not great, but okay. As he launches off of you and over the edge of the cliff. You hear a distant splash. No, his coat! But the last thing you see of him is his coat drifting slowly through the air. After that, silence. You study the water for a long while, but he doesn't resurface. And even if he did, he would surely freeze to death soon after. The heat of his body, which still lingers on your glove, is no match for the lakes of Mount Sorbet in the dead of winter. Timber has drawn his last breath. Hasn't he? Is there an epilogue for this as well? What the fuck is this? No, dude. No offense, I was not expecting. That is not fitting music. I'm sorry. No. Okay, Miku. Yeah. The Vocaloid music was the last thing I expected. I think they had Vocaloid music at the end of Bad End Theater too, right? Oh no, man. This is definitely telling a story, by the way, so listen in. Yeah. This is, yeah, obviously showing more. He was keeping his eyes on the coat. But let me guess, he made it out. Ah, he turned into a dog. There you go. The wolf can sustain the cold. There you go. Nice song. It was a nice song, by the way. It was a nice song. I just, yeah, it worked very well for what nomnomnami wanted it to do. But at the same time, when you descended the cliff and reached the lake's shore, you found no trace of Timber. Circled the perimeter twice, once to check for tracks, and a second time just to be certain you didn't miss anything. It's possible he never resurfaced. It's possible that when he dove in, his head hit the rocks and he died on impact. Looks caucusing. No, it's not that it was bad at all. I enjoyed it. It's just, what can I say? Vocaloid music is never fitting to me when a character dies. Does that make sense? It's like if I started playing, what's the word? It's like if I started playing, what's a really good example? You know, like, The Wiggles? It's like if I started playing The Wiggles. Like, I had a scene of someone doing a cool death, a getaway, and then we had The Wiggles sing. You know, something like, fruit salad, yummy, yummy. It's kind of like the equivalent to that for me, for Vocaloid music. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not serious enough. Does that make sense? It's just not very serious. Would love to see that. Me too, honestly. Not The Wiggles. That wasn't The Wiggles, I don't believe. The fruit salad, yummy, yummy. But it was just an example, okay? It's like, I don't know. I don't listen to Vocaloid. It has a lot of dark themes. Oh, yeah, for sure. Vocaloid music has a lot of dark themes. People really love to get Miku to talk about their trauma. It's true. It's true. I just can't take it seriously, you know? That's like, it's just not always, for me. I think it's cool. I think it's awesome. I think Vocaloid music is awesome. I just don't take it that seriously. That's as simple as that. I don't know. It's also not human, so that's another thing. It's just not human. It's harder to take it seriously for me. Does that make sense? I mean, it quite literally is the equivalent if I watched SpongeBob SquarePants started singing songs. Like, I can't really take SpongeBob SquarePants seriously. I'm not saying it's for kids. I'm using childish examples, but it's just funny to me, is the thing. That's my explanation. No offense at all, by the way. Like, this is full... It caught me off guard. I get what you mean. Thank you, okay? It's hard to not just imagine Miku either, like, just there, like, randomly Miku standing on the cliff just singing that song. like, come on, doesn't that reduce the seriousness of the situation whatsoever, okay? Oh, man, it is from the Wiggles? Fuck, I got a real Wiggles fan in the chat. Maybe I should ban you. Okay, anyways, back to the game. Sorry, long discussion. But you don't believe that. Timber wouldn't die so easily. He wouldn't have taken the risk if he wasn't certain if he could survive the plunge. He wouldn't have smirked at you like that before he... What you'd really like to do is ask Osmanthus' help in scanning the lake bed, just to be absolutely sure. But there are two problems with that approach. First, if you were to discover Timber's body at the bottom of the lake, Osmanthus would assume you were involving him in concealing a murder. That would be the end of this usefulness to you. The personal consequences alone makes this infeasible. Second, it would mean you're relying on others' magic again. Another win for Timber. Reluctantly, you realize there's nothing left for you to do here except to return home. You hold his pocket knife in your hand, studying it closely as you make your way down the icy path. Whether or not Timber has survived, there are still a few remaining threads to unravel. No, bro, not the knife. You look forward to uncovering every one of his secrets. No, not the knife, bro. Black rabbit route end. Let Timber get away. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. Just hit me with the epilogue, bro. Just hit me with it. Okay, he lived! Okay, okay, so it's not the one where Twigs dies. It's late, past midnight, you think. Your watch ran out of battery a few months ago, so you can't check. This is why you don't fucking use battery watches, guys, okay? This is why you don't use fucking battery watches. You get a real clock, okay, boys? You get a real fucking clock. A mechanical watch, okay? That you can wind up, okay, boys? Okay, boyos. Okay, you get 2 of them. It's late, past midnight, you think. You watch, okay. More importantly, Timber hasn't come home yet. This is what's keeping you awake. Real. Not just saying that because I'm a huge fan of clocks. The other wolves tell you he's prone to disappearing. Some nights, he's almost always back by morning, they say. Even if that's true, why didn't he tell you he's going somewhere? You don't like this at all. You decide to step out of Glaze just to have a look around. Maybe taking a walk will calm you down. Maybe he'll be home by the time you come back. Maybe... Twigs, is something wrong? Eek, Tundra, you're still up? I'm keeping watch tonight. Where are you going somewhere? Just on a walk. This late, it's after midnight. Aha, you knew it. Who needs a watch when you have an impeccable internal clock? Yeah, true. I actually am really good at that, too. Alright, this is no time to be lavishing self-praise. Your partner is missing. Actually, I'm worried about Timber. I'm not even sure where he went, or when he left, or when he'll be back. Small parts of the previous stream, so I can ask if Senbei was right about Timber killing rabbits. I missed that part when I assumed it was explained. Yeah. Senbei's right. Yeah. If you haven't seen, if you only saw parts of it, we're at the end of the playthrough. Yeah. The wolves, while not outright murdering the rabbits, will find dead rabbits that have died to the cold and eat them and hide their loot, their booty. But yeah, they eat the remains of the rabbits, and as from the first route of the game, the wolves are quite happy to chase. Well, they're not happy. They're very reluctant to do so, but they have to, because the other choice is death. They're happy to basically force the rabbits into situations where they will jump off cliffs, jump into rivers that are frozen of icy water, trap themselves in horrible situations so that they will die. And then the wolves will take their bodies back up and eat them. And only Tundra, to our knowledge, only Tundra, the mom, and Timber know of this. But they don't want to. This is a very important part. That got dark really quick. Well, I mean, I did preface most of this whole video, the last stream, this stream. I did preface that with, this is a really fucking dark game. You don't have to worry about him, dear. Leave that to his mother. Tundra's possessiveness irks you a little. You have every right to be worried. You spend every day at his side. Is it okay if we both worry? I don't know if I can stop. What I mean is, if he already let me know where he was going out. That's why I'm keeping watch. Oh, really? Where'd he go? Why did he only tell Tundra, not you? You're getting even more irked by the second. He's working hard for the pack. Why don't you go ahead and turn in for the night, Twigs? It's very, very annoying how she always makes these demands disguised as suggestions. It's so manipulative. You don't let your irritation show, though. It's basically your mother-in-law. Everyone kind of hates their in-laws, don't they? I don't think they have to. Well, I guess it's fine since he told you he was going out, but I'd still like to take a little walk before bed. Again, I must remind you that it's very late. Walking around the mountains in the dark is quite dangerous. Maybe Timber ought to be the one worrying about you. I certainly do. No, she doesn't. Her worrying is more like constant judgment. Every little thing you do is just slightly wrong and never good enough for her. I won't go far. I'll be back in like 10 minutes tops. It's because because in the nicest way possible, you're the end of her bloodline. You're the end of Timber's bloodline, bro. You ruined it. You walk away before she can make any more objections. No one tells Twigs what to do. Twigs is cooked, yeah. Once you're alone, you take a big breath, then exhale slowly. I don't think there's ever a way she can overlook that, considering why she does what she does. You have essentially doomed their bloodline. You have doomed the wolves on this mountain by staying and falling in love with Timber. Which is fucked up to say. Not realistically, like, it doesn't matter, you know. It's no good holding on to all those negative feelings. Your brain wants to pick at them, but it's not healthy. Focus on the good things. Living in Glaze has done wonders for your mental health. You don't get anxiety attacks anymore. Foraging is fun, and you're pretty good at it. The weather's been nice, no blizzards so far. If all you have to worry about is your partner stepping out without telling you, it's a pretty small-scale problem to have. You should be grateful. Maybe he meant to tell you, or he thought Tundra would let you know, or he expected to be back sooner. So many reasons this could have happened. That's why you don't have to worry tonight. That's why... A wolf is approaching, while dragging Timber's coat through the snow. Timber? He collapses. You shriek, you call for Tundra, you're rushing over to him, you hope she can hear you. You don't know what's going on, you need to fix it and make everything okay again. Is Senbei gonna be there? Oh no. When your panic finally oh, maybe Senbei shows up. Panic finally subsides. It's because Tundra is calmly taking care of everything. She's really good in an emergency. You feel bad for getting so miffed at her earlier. It's a little scary though, seeing her son like that, not even batting an eye. Well, that's not really fair of you to say. Maybe she's the type to hold all her fears inside. It wouldn't be very productive to tremble and cry at the thought of every worst-case scenario. You know, because that's what always happens to you. Little bitch. I'm kidding. If you were on your own, maybe you would have hesitated too long and you would have just... You clench your fists. There's no use thinking negative stuff like that. Yeah, I'm really hoping that he doesn't, like, lead Senbei back. Tundra's massages Timber's paws, one in each hand. You assume it's to promote circulation or something. That would not be cool. Now might be a good time to start asking questions. You're just waiting after all. Hey, Tundra? Yes. Is he okay? What do you think happened? He'll tell us when he wakes up. It doesn't look like that's happening anytime soon, though. His fur was covered in ice. Did he fall in a lake? It seems so, yes. He did well to change forms. Wolf fur is better insulated against the cold. He would have lost heat too quickly otherwise. You want to ask her why this happened? You want to know where he went and what he was supposed to be doing? Tundra said it was for the pack. But seeing him like this, maybe it's best to worry about it later. You just want him to wake up. Tundra asks you to look after him, and you to keep him warm during the night. You don't need her to tell you twice. You give Timber as much warmth as he needs, until he wakes up and complains that you're smothering him. Ah. This feels like a story. I pushed doors. Have you ever been to my channel before, by chance? Perchance? Because this is a visual novel. I play those sometimes. Yes. Oh. Okay. Yeah. So a visual novel is like a story. Just to let you know. They're pretty cool. You should check them out sometime. This one is by nomnomnami. Okay? You should definitely look them up. They have a lot of good games. I highly recommend Starry Flowers. It's a very good game. If you enjoy stories like this. Morning comes sooner than you expect. So much for your internal clock. Sorry, I was asleep. Someone's nudging you. You rub the sleep from your eyes to see. Twigs, where's my coat? Timber! Bury your face in his chest. He's okay. Everything turned out okay. I thought you were gonna die. I was really freaking out. Nah, I lived. Could have sworn I brought back my coat, though. I'm dead. Oh, do you not enjoy this, Ghost? I actually... Surprisingly enough, as the story kept going, I've started to enjoy it a lot more from what I thought it was originally going to be, which was just horny. The lore has been great. Why did you care so much about your coat in a time like this? You almost died. I really liked how all the routes really ended up going into each other. His father wore one just like it. Tundra steps to the doorway holding a bowl of leftover soup. It's the chowder that Timber made for lunch yesterday. Maybe you're imagining it, but you thought you felt his arms tense up as soon as she spoke. Eat before it gets cold. Your coat needs to be cleaned, so I took care of it this morning. Twigs, would you be a dear and fetch it for him? I left it folded on my bed. Okay, I'll be right back. Yo, have a good night, Mikey. Try to get up, but Timber puts his arm around you to hold you back. It's fine. I don't need it. Just wanted to know where it was. Oh, whoops. Let them bring it to you. We have things to discuss. I don't want to discuss shit. I'm recovering from my near-death experience. There's a strange tension in the air, but before you can even think about trying to smooth things over, Ember comes trotting in. Timber, you woke up. Oh, okay. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. I didn't scare you, did I? I wasn't scared. You were okay after last time, too. This happened before? Yeah, when he was little, I was out with him and Crystal, and she fell through the ice. Timber jumped in and saved her. He was so cool. It wasn't cool. I was fucking freezing. It sucked. Tundra quietly takes her leave while Timber and Ember happily chatter away. You remind him to eat his soup. You notice his hand trembling as he holds the spoon. But you don't say anything about it. Instead, you do your best not to look too outwardly concerned. You're just glad he's safe. You don't leave Timber's side all day. Actually, he doesn't really let you. You think it's because he doesn't want to be alone. Puts out a big smile when he talks to everyone, but he still hasn't clearly explained what happened. He hasn't really explained anything. He's given tidbits of information to each wolf who's asked about it. You've been able to piece together a general idea because of that. He says he was fishing. He says the ice was thinner than he expected. He says he fell in. But why would he go fishing alone at that hour without saying anything to you? Because that's when the fish are most active. If he was searching for food, that lines up with what Tundra said about working hard for the pack, but no, they're not the most active. He doesn't need to go out on his own for that. You're here to help him. Everyone in the pack would be happy to help Timber, so why'd he go alone? Because he couldn't ask? Your worries are piling up in the back of your mind. You'll have to talk to him about it when you go to bed tonight. Before you know it, the sun's gone down. Tundra makes dinner for everyone that night. The portions are smaller than you'd like, but there's nothing you can do about that. If you had anything left in savings, you'd go into town and pick up lots of food for everyone. Maybe you should go back to work. Oh, but if you were working, then you couldn't be with Timber. The commute would take forever, too. You have to be around witches who look down on you. Cats who run away from you. Feel all your anxieties compounding on each other. If you had more money to buy everyone more food, Timber wouldn't have had to leave in the middle of the night. It'd be worth it. If it meant he wouldn't have to do anything dangerous. It would be worth it. It would be worth it if you could keep living happily together in Glaze. Unfortunately, that's kind of what they warned you about, bro. Things eventually quiet down, and you finally get a moment alone with Timber. So go ahead and bring up the first thing on your mind. What if I get a job? What? What job? Like in town, so I can make money, so I can bring home lots of food for everyone. Thought you liked not having a job to go out to. I do. I think it's more fun doing stuff around here to help the pack. But if I had money, I could bring all sorts of things home. Be feasting like kings, it'd be great. You'd be gone all the time. Maybe just for the season then. You could just leave for a while and come back. Give him your best smile, but he isn't convinced. Curls up on the sleeping bag. Don't leave. Why not? I don't want you to. You look so small for the first time you worry about breaking his heart. Shouldn't have brought this up when he's still recovering from last night. He's in a fragile state. Just wanted to solve the problem. Instead, you gave him something new to worry about. Yeah, you can't just say that and then... Yeah, I mean, you already said you're gonna stay. Before you can even begin to apologize, Tundra walks in. Timber, could I speak with you? Sure, go ahead. Twigs, would you mind giving us the room? No, stay. Whatever you want to say to me, Twigs can hear it. This tension is way worse than what you felt between them this morning. You're worried this is all your fault, but you can't move. I think Twigs would prefer not to overhear this conversation. Don't tell me what Twigs would prefer, ask them. Well, we already know what Twigs' reaction is when finding out about scavenging, so I don't think you'd agree, Timber, if you knew. Your stomach drops, you're afraid to speak, but Tundra is looking at you expectantly. You have something to say, you have to say something. I don't want to cause a problem, but Timber wants me to stay, then I'll stay. In that case, we'll just have to speak around it. Now tell me what happened. I went out like you asked, got chased around all night, then had to dive into the lake to get away. Chased? He dove in on purpose. That's way more serious than the fishing story. This is why I didn't want to go back out there. He was fucking waiting for me. I see. Who was? The guy who fucked up my throat. He points to his neck, then thrusts the same finger in Tundra's direction. Just as dangerous as it's always been. Yeah, it's fucking not. It's worse. It's worse, and you still told me I had to go back out there. Why won't you protect me? I am protecting you. I am protecting this entire pack from starvation. I mean, he's probably the strongest and fastest of the pack, so... I mean... This is what it means to be the leader of a pack of starving wolves. Well, let's just, calm down. Timber backs off, then climbs into his sleeping bag, kicking off his boots in a huff. I suppose you've answered my question. Just be more careful next time. I'm not doing this shit again. If you think I am, then you must be as insane as he is. Twigs, I'll be leaving Timber in your care. Sure. Tundra steps out, and you're left in the aftershock of this very heavy and confusing conversation. Timber, can you please tell me what's going on? No. I'm worried about you. I've never seen you so upset. It's too much to explain. His voice is muffled by the blankets. I know I'm being pushy, but this is upsetting for me too. I mean, not that my feelings should take priority or anything. I just want you to know that this is like the little tiny mark on his neck. Like, I was bullied as a kid, and then Timber's like, I was held captive for 6 days, tortured relentlessly. This is the shit all over again, bro. You're killing me. You're killing me, Twigs. I know. He pulls the sleeping bag down far enough to peek out at you from beneath his messy bangs. Twigs, I know. I can't tell you the whole story, because I'm scared you'll hate me. What? Why would I hate you? Well, we already know you would. Because you're a good person. I'd only hate you if you cheated on me. That's not true. I'm serious. So am I. I'm not that good of a person, because I wouldn't be able to forgive you if you betrayed me. Twigs. Can't help but laugh a little. I don't think I'd even believe you if you said you cheated on me. I'd make up some reason for why it doesn't count. Don't do that either. I think that makes me an even worse person. Does that make me a worse person? Timber sits up and looks you in the eye. I'm not gonna put you in that situation. Yeah, but would it make me a worse person if I did that? Why are we talking about this? Makes you want to talk about what happened. Fine, come here. He pulls you into the sleeping bag with him and holds you close. Remember what happened with my scar. He's still not going to tell him the whole story. That guy's wanted to catch me again ever since. What? Why won't he leave you alone? There's a lot of reasons. Is it just because you're a wolf? That's so mean. It's not that. He thinks I've been killing rabbits, so he wants me to hunt me down and make me admit it. Why? So he can feel important, so he can get rid of all of us, maybe even just for his own personal satisfaction. That's so ridiculous. Why would he even think that about you? It's nothing for you to admit to. Why is he even targeting you in the first place, just because you're... Problem is, he's right. You fall silent. The shit I've done for this pack. It's mostly for the meat. But I hate him too. So sometimes I go out and see if I can goad him into dying for me. You can't move, much less speak. How are you supposed to respond to this? I'm not gonna make excuses. I used to think it was fun, using their own fear against them. And the only reason it stopped being fun is because I got caught. And they gave me this scar. And I've been scared every time I've gone out scavenging since. Your chest feels heavy. So why did you go out again? You heard the boss. We gotta eat. You lower your voice to a whisper. Is she making you do this? Did you not hear me? I told you it used to be fun. But after that, after you wanted to stop? You wanted to stop, didn't you? The way she talked before, it's like she won't let you. If I don't go out, she will. So I went. Because I'd rather it be me this shit happens to than anyone else. At least I got away. Timber. You sit up, pushing the blanket off so you can look at him. That's what I figured the situation was. I don't hate you. I think that makes me a really bad person. You should probably hate me. You should probably hate me a little. But I don't. Is that bad? You don't want to do it anymore. If you don't do it again, then it's fine. That's your idea of fine. It has to be fine. I told you if you betrayed me, I'd just say it doesn't count. Does that really make me a really bad person, that I'm okay with this? Listen. He puts his hand on yours. I'm the bad guy. You don't have to worry about things like that. I'm gonna worry. I'm a worrier. Then forget I said anything. Pretend it never happened. You lay your head on his shoulder. You can't just forget this. He wraps an arm around you, rubbing your back gently. Your mind is racing with 1,000 questions. Timber. Last night, right before I found you, I was just thinking of how good my life was. Did I ruin it? No, that's what's messed up. You lean in and give him a kiss. No matter what he's done, you can't help but love him. That's just the kind of horrible, awful person you are. Oh, that's good. You need to learn everything about this. You'll ask your questions little by little, and you'll make sure he answers honestly. The more you know, the better you'll be able to protect him, so that nothing bad ever happens to him again. That's probably the best way for you to be happy. Oh, that's not gonna be true. There's two wolves who are just making the best of what they've got. That's all there is to it. You should not know the details, despite everything. You sleep comfortably in his arms that night. Black Rabbit Epilogue End. Unlock the bonus gallery. Is that just the art? Art gallery? Oh. Main story, 98% done. 18 plus content. I think that's what we have left. The witch route? Yeah, it's mostly the witch route, I would say, that we kind of didn't go all out on. 18 plus content, partners, twigs, tundra, final. It's mostly the 18 plus content with the witch. And I'm gonna leave that for you guys, okay? You can do that. I got all the endings, bro. I'm fine with that, okay? I am developer commentary. Hello, it's me, it's Nami. Did you enjoy Night with Timber? I sure enjoyed making it. Timber was originally introduced the first bad ending for Lonely Wolf Treat back in 2023. He was created for that story, so that I'd be able to explore how the wolves from Treat's original pack were doing. I wanted him to be a charismatic guy who's okay with killing to feed his family, but his charisma was too powerful! I hadn't stopped thinking about him since releasing that update, and the more he developed in my head, the more I felt was left unsaid during his relatively brief storyline. But his role in LWT is basically finished now, and I want to respect the weight of his story as it ties into the overall events, so I can't just throw him into things willy-nilly. I didn't play that game. They did a great job with this game. What's your favorite color? Oh, okay, that's really random. Not the time. I put aside the idea of making more Timber content because I had other stories projects to be working on until last September when I started thinking, what if I made Date Timber? What would that look like? I'd made Date Treat and its sequels for April Fool's Day in the past, and I wasn't interested in adding anything else to that title, so it had to be its own thing. Started typing up ideas for what could happen in it, beginning with It's the Game where Timber kills and eats you, lol. And soon I was writing the actual script for the game. My self-indulgent evening became something more serious as I nailed down the art style for how I wanted the game to look. Pixelated because it'd be a small web game. As the outline expanded, the joke became more and more that Date Timber, which you'd expect to be very short with only a few endings, was actually the sprawling tale full of love for this wolf man, where you could get to appreciate all angles of him and see him the way I see him, as a lovable circumstantial villain. If not for his trauma, both generational and firsthand, he would be a pretty normal guy, but without those things, he wouldn't be Timber. Love that he's a little bit evil, and I will defend him to the end. Thanks for playing this study game thing. I truly had the time of my life making it. It was great. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really great. Okay. Oh, I guess you can, like, pick the art. Oh, you can. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Okay. So you can kind of just, like, look at the whole thing. Return? Menu. Title. Yes. Okay, there we go. Yeah, great game. I really enjoyed it. It was really great. It was more than just Date Timber, obviously. There's quite literally a whole backstory story. I really love the layout of it because, you know, it obviously is like kind of point A to point B, kind of like, you know, it's still pretty straightforward, but by introducing it in different stories, making it all together, different stories adding together, is a lot more interesting. I really enjoyed that aspect of the game. It was really great. Can't really tell if Timber is meant to be a sympathetic villain or if the writer wants us to think that his actions were justified. So what you just said is kind of the same thing, right? You just said, is he meant to be a sympathetic or am I meant to sympathize with him? Am I meant to sympathize with him or am I meant to sympathize with him? It is, yes. Yes. As much as the writer might have said he is a... I mean, he is a villain, but in the loosest sense. I think almost 99% of people would be like, oh, yeah, he's a good guy. They would probably not even care that he's a murderer. You know, they probably wouldn't even care. They would overlook that in a heartbeat, you know? So the answer is yes. The author, to their credit, did a really great job at making them a morally gray murderer. You know? Because while I was gonna say that, while he does hunt out of necessity, I don't think he would hunt rabbits if they didn't need the food. Like, I don't think he would hunt rabbits because he need the food. At the same time, he definitely hunts the rabbits. Like, it's out of fun. Like, it became fun for him, you know? It became fun to him, you know? A way of getting back at them, basically. Obviously, once he got caught, he realized that's no fun. So, you know... they did a really great job at showing that. I don't know if they wanted him to seem more menacing than he actually is. You know, that's kind of the problem with making, not a problem, but that's kind of the problem with it being a dating sim is no matter what you do to make Timber evil, no one's gonna give a fuck because they just want to fuck him. So it's kind of hard to build up his evil, not good guy side when all you've done is build up his hotness, charming, suave, you know, side, you know. Also, you've made, like, tons of tracks to sympathize with his situation. The rabbits are pretty much bad guys, even if most of them aren't. The rabbits have literally tortured him. The cops and humans and witches are racist and don't care about their plight. And the only witches that do care, they don't really care. They don't understand, you know, so... You know, so at the same time, they don't care. Nobody cares about their plight. So how do you not sympathize with Timber? You'd have to be one of the rabbits. You'd have to be a racist, basically, to not like it. I really like how it's kind of mirroring, kind of, not in a bad way. It's not as close, but it kind of mirrors, like, isn't Timber also racist? So this is kind of similar to, like, real life situations. So Timber is not really racist because he's not really playing off of stereotypes. And, we haven't seen if he hates all rabbits or just all rabbits that live in frosting, which by our knowledge, by what we know, there's a good reason to hate everybody there, you know? There's a damn good reason to hate every rabbit there. They know that they're starving out the wolves. They know that they killed lots of wolves. So yeah, you're allowed to hate people. Being hateful does not make you a racist, okay? It looks like it. I would say it doesn't, because he's never gone on to kill other rabbits. He doesn't go out of his way to hate on. He never actually disrespectfully talks about the rabbits either when he gets the chance. He's actually quite respectful in every way. Which another reason why he seems even more likable, because he's never actually racist. Like, you would tell the difference. Senbei is a racist. He constantly calls Timber a murderer with no evidence or proof of the fact. In fact, even after torturing him, he still has no sympathy for him, because all he sees is not a person, but a murderer, a criminal that deserves nothing but death. So, and then he goes on to say that all wolves should die, whereas Timber never says anything similar like that, but he does think that the deaths that they run into themselves, they do deserve. So it is a little different. If you're younger, why are you here? You shouldn't be here. But if you're younger, you may not understand those things, and you might take time to understand. Also, the wolves are in the minority. They are the minority. You know, it's very hard for the wolves to be racist when everything that they're worried about is true. That's not really racism. I would highly try to just, if you don't get that, then you don't understand racism, I guess. So, you know, I would try looking up that. I'm not going to explain to my audience what racism is, but yeah, I would argue that. I like how I was talking about how it mirrors a lot, actually, the First Nations. You know, First Nations settlements, reserves, and things like that. In Canada, we call them First Nations. That would be like our native population in Canada. Canada is known for having a very bad relationship with them throughout the years and doing horrible treatments to them. I don't think you do. I don't think you really know what it means. I think you have a very base understanding of it. That's why. Because if you think the wolves are racist, that's why. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, it's very close to the First Nations kind of thing, where you know, they're pushed further and further into their reserves, and more gets taken away from them, you know. And things have kind of gotten to a point where a lot of regular people, the rabbits, for example, have just kind of forgotten about it and just don't care, you know. They don't care about the plights of those people because they don't live near them and they don't live with them, and they have seen bad experiences with them, so therefore they're all bad, kind of thing. And the opposite kind of goes true too. But, you know, at the one end, you know, regular people just live their lives and get to have a great life, and, you know, the natives don't. They don't get to live the way of life that they want to, but they will die trying because they want to, and they, you know, they have every right to, you know, their pride. It's not just a matter of pride, but they have every right to, you know. I do believe in that myself somewhat. The mom is very adamant on it. I think nomnomnami doesn't agree with that. I think the way it's written is very much to make Tundra seem kind of bad, like what she asks of her son is bad. But at the same time, you know, sometimes you gotta fight for what you want, you know. And obviously they're not fighting right now, but you know, pride isn't worth dying for, yes, but I think dying for what's right is. Does that make sense? It's kind of thing. So in this case, I would consider what's right. The wolves have their rights, and they're the ones who deserve to be there, kind of thing. Now, that doesn't mean you should and force anyone else to, but Timber also goes out of his way to do it himself, and I think that's kind of where nomnomnami kind of stops with that, because obviously Timber looks at it with, like, resentment a little bit. because obviously he does not have a good relationship with his mom, like as good of a relationship as he wishes he had. Anyways, the point is that I really liked how the writing was very good around this. I think it was handled very well. Maybe my opinion would probably be a little too a little too bad. Understanding the story was that Timber was killing rabbits for food specifically because there were rabbits nearby. I misunderstood the plot. Yeah, you did. Oh yeah. No, he would kill anything. Like the humans and stuff. Like if the human fell, your food, you know? If the human had fallen, like had died. Now, when he realizes what you are, he won't keep pushing you. That's the difference between the rabbits and the humans. But I don't believe that if you were the human, he wouldn't have, like, if you had died as a human, then I think you were up for grabs too, like kind of thing. But he did definitely enjoy killing the rabbits. Like, he smiles. You see it. He goads them, you know? You see it in the first route. I would highly recommend watching part 1 on YouTube of this if you haven't already. This sounds the A story honesty. Bro, reading your comments is making me brain dead. I don't know what to say, bro. Sorry, I gotta stop reading your comments, man. I'm sorry about that, but I just can't right now. I can't right now. Anyways, great story. We also got some really nice spicy scenes. I noticed on the webpage that it's really funny. The warnings only pop up for the super fucked up shit, but the warnings don't really pop up for the regular stuff, which I really like. That was really great. Obviously, they don't show anything in this. I blacked the screen out, but I'm telling you now that you weren't missing anything. I showed every single thing. Like, I just like to joke about that sort of thing when it happens like this. I think it was handled really well. Timber as a character is very enjoyable. I think all the characters in the town are too. Or in the village, not the town. The town, the rabbit and stuff, very... You can barely sympathize. You can't sympathize with them. There's nothing you can do to sympathize with them. Because Senbei is just straight up pure evil. And so is what's his name? So is Osmanthus. I would say the one thing, and they don't have to, but the one thing to make Timber seem a little more evil is if we had gotten, and maybe this is explained in one of their other games. I don't know for sure, okay? Maybe it's in the Lonely Wolf Treat game, you know? Explained a little bit more. But all I know is that in this game, standalone-wise, if they had just given Senbei something more to sympathize with, maybe we could have seen Ember as more evil to make him less just amazing of a character, less just a good guy basically doing what he has to do. That's basically how we all see him, right? Timber's just a good guy doing what he has to do. It's not like he's viciously murdering people himself, you know? It's hard, you can't really see him that way, but that's what he is. He is viciously going out every night killing people like rabbits. Safe but not safe. The characters were great, even Senbei, because it's just good villain, bad guy, right? Yeah, if that's what they were going for, that, like, it was great for, like, just evil villain, fucked up guy. Yeah, Senbei's perfect, you know? Perfect example of, like, racism, too, of what it's like to be a racist. That's what Senbei was, basically. Just a determined, psychopathic, sadistic, racist. And then Osmanthus is great for just a corrupt cop. Like, whereas he's a coward, he doesn't want to get caught, but he's willing to do everything as long as he's not gonna get caught, you know? He's a coward, he's a weakling, when it matters, you know? Because he wouldn't actually kill, but he would be willing to hurt and do whatever he could to hide things. He's killing rabbits partly because he doesn't like them, or at least he was enjoying killing rabbits more because of that. More because he was more. You really missed out on a lot. Instead of theorizing off of watching just little bits and pieces, I would highly recommend watching part 1 and part 2 completely in its entirety, or playing the game yourself in its entirety. Really, because I don't think you're ever going to really understand the story just watching bits and pieces. This really is a game you have to know the whole thing for. I really enjoyed it. It was really great. Sorry for the long outro. I just wanted to talk about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Clock that like button and subscribe. It helps me out a lot, bros. helps me a lot. And I think if you enjoyed this, you'll get to see more. If you want to see another game I played by nomnomnami, you can watch Bad End Theater, which is similar to this. It has a bunch of death endings and horrible endings and sadness that maybe gets a good ending by the end. We don't know. It's called Bad End Theater. Give it a shot. And you can also check out Starry Flowers, which is kind of the complete opposite of this, where instead of a bunch of choices and dead ends, it's just a kinetic visual novel of two guys falling in love, and it's super cute and horny. So you can check out Starry Flowers, and I'll leave them all in the playlist in the description below, and the cards at the end, okay? So definitely go check those out. And with that, I'm clocking out, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.